Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the coolest podcast you'll ever watch in your entire life, featuring freaking me. Hi, it's me. No, it's just
me.
It's
Hi,
just
it's me. It's just me.
Jitsu and I don't know about these guys. No, it's Jitsu and SkojSkull, guys. Hello, we're all here today. Thank you for having me. I'm sorry.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Free2Podcast.
Welcome. We have Emerome here with us today. She is a variety caster here on Twitch and social media, and she's an absolute pure joy and doing fantastic on social media. You blew up really quickly. I was actually talking with you about a little bit about that before we got on call too.
I don't know. It's crazy, to be honest.
I'm proud of you. That's insane.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you.
I wouldn't say it's not like by any chance of luck or anything. I mean, I've when we first met, you rated me, right? And we've kind of just kept contact since then, and I've been able to watch from afar, right? As well as, I've popped in a few streams, but it's definitely earned. You know what I mean? Like you put into work, not necessarily just by hours on Twitch, but you're very proactive on social media and stuff. It shows. And then like your content that you produce, it shows that you put a lot of thought into it. So you might not hear it often, but it's great to see, and it's inspiring.
Nah.
And we just want to showcase you and
that's so nice.
Learn more about how special you are.
Well, I really appreciate that. I honestly really look up to you. When I first rated you that one time, I didn't know who Skull was yet, obviously. But at the time, I was brand new, so I think I was like 2 or 3 months into streaming, maybe earlier.
Yep.
And I probably had like 30, 40 viewers, maybe. And I think you had like 60 people in your stream, or 70.
Yep.
And I was amazed at how well you performed and how well you captivated everybody. And I really looked up to you, I think, from that. And I really wanted to be your friend. So I'm really glad we're here today. Hello. But yeah, no, I really
we're
appreciate.
Not friends though. I'm gonna just call it out right now. I'm gonna just say it.
Wait, what does that mean?
We're best friends.
Oh my God!
What? I'm gonna hit you with the best friend.
I was like,
card.
Okay, I can leave if you want me to, but no.
Guys, you don't even know. For like 20 minutes before the podcast started, she's been trying to sell us on joining the Gengar game.
That's right.
You know what? I'm a stand strong here. She's not pitching a good sell here.
Come on! Why wouldn't you? Look how cute he looks back there. Like, what is the problem?
It's menacing. He looks evil.
He's adorable. He's the best Pokemon, and you can't convince me otherwise. All right,
he's amazing.
Bill, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Gosh, it's either between. I have like 3. It's like Duskull, Aaron, and Bagon. I love those 3.
Okay, but like none of them are cuter than Gengar.
I think Duskull fits you perfectly.
I'm just gonna.
I'm sorry. No. I take it back. Listen, I appreciate what you love, and I think that as long as it's a ghost type Pokemon, we can vibe out here.
Gengar's all right. I'm just kidding.
It's OP as frig.
So
all right.
I was
always
thinking about Pokemon, right? So we're up to Sword and Shield now in Pokemon. Like, it's been going on for a while. So
2 years
with
now.
that, every generation of Pokemon, we seem to get a new evolution.
Yep.
But we're still missing a few. How do you think we're gonna have a Ghost Eevee type? Do you think we have an Eevee, and the to get it to evolve into a Ghost type, you have to let it die like 10 times in a row or something, and then it evolves? Or how do you think you could get a Ghost Eevee?
Imagine.
For Pokemon, that'd be really dark. I mean, they have really dark descriptions of their Pokemon in general, but like
that'd be so dark. I feel like how there's a ghost tower in a lot of the different towns, in Pokemon, in the Pokemon world. I feel like you'd have to let it die 10 times in the ghost tower. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
Like I feel like that's what would transition it, but maybe not. I don't know. Maybe you have to abandon it or something, and that's like the
You have to set it free and find it again.
Yeah, it would take a lot, I feel like, to make it go that dark for an Eevee, you know?
My gosh.
And
I mean, there's
the
been
Pokemon
a lot
name,
of rumors right now.
You would have, like, you know how we have, like, Vaporeon and, like, Umbreon and stuff? It would be, like, Spooky Orion. I don't know, dude. I'm trying my best. I'm trying. Help me.
Oh, I think it has to be like. Wait. Okay. Let's think. Gengar.
Gastorion. Dude, I don't know.
Gastorian sounds good. Gastorian sounds
really
alright.
cool.
Sounds like something out of like an anime or something, you know? Like
I'd
that's,
vibe with that.
yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
Yeah.
But no, thank you so much for the kind words. You know, that's something I recognize too from your content, you know, like, geez, do we even play the video game when we stream? Because I feel like half the time I'm talking to people or I'm reading my freaking chat. So it's great that we have something we can relate to, you know, and why don't you like kind of give us a introduction about yourself? I want to know kind of where Emerome, the name, started, as well as like what got you into streaming.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
kind of fill us in.
All right. Well, I think like I started basically where everybody else does, which is I really like video games and I really like playing video games. And I have always wanted since birth to make money playing video games. Like, who doesn't have that dream? You know, like there's no kid out there that wouldn't be like, yeah, I mean, I could play Mario Kart for funs and live my life like that. That'd be great. Like, I think that was me. I went through university. I don't know how far back you want me to go, but I'll just start from last year, I guess. Not that far back.
give me the prequel.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
We want to know. We want to know it all. Like, give us the prequel. Give us the time skip arc. Give us everything.
I've actually never done this before.
Give
so
us
this
the
is like,
filler episodes.
Yeah, we want the filler episodes.
I got
like,
you. I can fill you in. Let's go.
What's your if Emerome had an anime, what would be your OP song? What would be your opening song?
Ooh.
Like, we want to know everything.
All right.
Give us the
Let me
deets.
hit you with it. I grew up obsessed with video games, like I said. I spent all of my time either playing games or watching content creators on YouTube back when YouTube was like a baby, you know? So like big creators like Swoozy, iJustine, these really interesting people, et cetera, et cetera. Ryan Higa, who's now a streamer, which is the coolest thing ever.
I saw him streaming. I was like, what?
So cool, right? It just brings a whole different aspect to his personality. But besides that, I always wanted to be a part of the content creation world, but I was always like the shy kid. Like I was, you know, I'm good with school. You know, my grades were always most important to me. I had my friends, but I was like, I'd come home from school, play my video games, and that was it. And I didn't think I had the confidence to do it. But one day I met one of my heroes growing up, who's Swoozy, who's now one of my best friends. And he basically, I was sitting down with him and we were hanging out at like a big event, and he turned to me and he literally looked me in the eyes and he was like, why aren't you making YouTube videos? Like, why aren't you making content? And I was like, wait, you think I'm good enough to do that? Okay. Anyways, it kind of started there. I think that was a spark that kind of blew everything up in my mind that made me think might be possible to dive into content creation. And I started making YouTube videos. I bought a camera. I invested all my money. Those YouTube videos did really well. That was fun for a while, but YouTube is a lot of work. I don't know if you guys, and especially if you're in university, it's like there's a lot of time clashing that happens there. Makes it very hard to do unless you're super committed to it. And so one of the things, when he advised that I start on YouTube, he actually also advised that I start on Twitch. And he introduced me to a bunch of Twitch streamers. Unfortunately, I don't remember who they are right now. I wish I did, but like they were very impressive.
Awesome.
And I never thought about Twitch streaming until this year, when I think Twitch kind of came into my radar, and I was playing a lot of games, and I thought, you know what? I was studying at the same time. I was like, why don't I make this time productive? Let me try streaming just one time. Let me just try it. And it actually kind of blew up from the beginning for me, which I don't know if that happens like to a lot of people, but for me, it like within like 2 weeks, like I knew it was what I wanted to do. And so I basically dropped everything else. Like I wanted to go to law school. I cut that plan. I was like, okay, let me just focus on this. If I still want to go to law school next year, maybe I will. But like, let's do that first. Yeah, I gave it my all and started making a little bit of money off of Twitch, started reinvesting in my setup and in everything. And that showed great returns. So I kept doing that. And then I hit my 9 months of streaming like a week ago.
Wow. Congrats.
Thank you. So yeah, so that's kind of my story. I mean, that's an abbreviated version, but there it is. Yeah. What inspired you guys? Wow. How did you get into it? Because like, again, like I said, like you were a huge inspiration for me when I started. I saw what you had going, your freaking amazing setup, all your friends that you'd play with. Like, I was like, dude, that is the dream. This guy is killing it. So how did you guys get into it? Like, Jitsu, you first, obviously, because I really want to know.
Dude, I don't. So okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm kind of like dumbfounded. I'm already kind of a dumb person to begin with.
No.
No. But okay. So when you say things like that, I'm kind of just like, sometimes I'm just like, it looks like I'm just looking into oblivion, right? I'm just like lost. But dude, I feel like I haven't been doing much with streaming, honestly. But like when you hear stuff like that, especially hearing it from someone like UM, you know, it like puts things in perspective, and it's just like humbling. So thank you.
Nah.
Like, first off, like, thanks for even looking at me like that. Like, I don't even look at myself, you know? So like hearing nice words from other people is always it's really cool to hear.
You gotta recognize yourself more, because honestly, like Skull, obviously I need to get into your stuff a lot more. I need to start watching you more consistently, but you're like imprinted in my mind. Like, I know that sounds really weird. but like,
I'm
Jitsu.
thinking about
Hey,
you.
I've heard weirder things, Em. So you're good. Like, you know, we're
sorry.
With the space that we're in, like this whole streaming thing, there's been some weird stuff that's happened, right? Like, so like what you just said, that's just that's a scratch. You haven't, you know.
Nah.
We just breached the surface a little
I've been
bit.
involved in
But
social media for a while.
I had the problem where I've always like been inspired by content creation, or like, you know, same idea. Like, wow, I'm so passionate about video games, and you know, I'd love to do something with it, like get involved somehow. But I had a problem where it's still an issue. I have I'm very like I get in these headspaces where I feel like I'm not good enough. So I keep making up excuses, right? So like I bought all this like hardware and streaming stuff, and then I was like, I don't have a good enough capture card. I'm not going to stream yet. So I kept making excuses, and it took me like 3 years until like, you know, some really personal life events happened, and I needed to keep my mind busy, right?
Yeah.
So I started streaming, and my like come up in streaming was different, because I streamed to an audience of like 5 people for like 6 months straight.
Wow.
Like I was just like, I started off with like Sea of Thieves, and I was just like playing whatever, but it was like a good, although, you know, like we all gauge progress, or we all our terms of success or metrics, everyone has a different way of describing what success is. But for me at that time, it was all about self-growth. Like, yeah, maybe I wasn't growing in terms of Twitch where most people would want to see growth, but I was growing as I was comfortable talking out loud and keeping myself busy, right, by talking about games and just getting in that habit of like, there's no such thing as dead air. You know, I'm always going to be proactive and keep talking. So it's like a lot of self-work. But it just you find one game and then so for me, I always feel like Twitch, there's always good content creators out there. They're just sometimes you just need that extra push or that extra opportunity to come kicking down the door. It's all about discoverability. You're a good streamer, and I think you need to continue streaming. It's just sometimes you just catch that lucky break where there's just a huge wave of encouragement and positivity that comes. It starts with one person, and then they start spreading around, and you just, out of nowhere, you just start blowing up. So that's kind of what happened with me. I hopped into a game, and then out of nowhere, like, things just blew up, and a lot of stuff happens in the Twitch world, but like, it's humbling to where I'm at right now. Like, I'm not nearly as successful metrics-wise as I was a year before, but, the cool thing is I knew I was able to get back there before. I can do it again. I know I can do it better.
100%.
So that's kind of like the mindset I'm in.
I feel like a lot of people
But
don't
yeah, how about you, Phil?
Okay, I was going to say really quickly.
Go ahead.
I think a lot of people
Don't talk about whatever.
I think a lot of people don't realize like how much of streaming is very emotional. Like it's very like our mindsets are everything. Like when you're in a really good month, for example, mindset wise, your content will be 100 times better. Like, and then sometimes you go through some stuff with your family and that affects you more heavily than you would have liked, but you can't produce the same way. And it's like everybody can see that, and it just, your metrics completely respond to your mindset. It's just insane. But anyways, sorry, Skull, what's going on?
Yeah.
Tell me.
No, that's perfect.
Wait.
Tell me about you. Tell me about you.
I've been involved in social media since like 2013.
Wow.
I think. I was a baby.
Nice.
Yeah, you gotta watch some of his first YouTube videos. I actually tuned in, and he played like The Sims and stuff. It's cute. Look how red he's glowing, dude.
I gotta see that. That's amazing.
I privated like 90% of my content.
Oh, dude, same.
I was just like, nah. This is why I don't know. For years I was also like a kid, so I had no idea like what I was doing, and I just knew I wanted to create content. So I did like Minecraft videos because I was a huge fan of Syndicate. I did like zombies for the longest time, and then it wasn't until I think like a year or two ago where I was just like, I know what like I figured out like more so who I am and like how I want to portray my content and what I want to do with it. And so I got really into Monster Hunter, played that game a lot, and then now I'm trying to ease into more variety type stuff because I just don't want to be burnt out on one game.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Kind of thing. And yeah, but I've been involved in social media for a while, and it wasn't until like a year or two ago where I finally started figuring myself out and figuring out what I wanted to do in terms of content and how I want to portray myself online. And yeah, so
good for you. That's amazing.
That's kind of where I'm
That's
at.
so cool. You've been in the zone for so long though. Like, probably more than me and Jitsu combined on that. Unless I don't know how long you've been involved in it, but yeah, that's freaking cool. I think like a big strength too is like seeing the evolvement of YouTube as a platform and the creators on YouTube and what they've had to do and the different transitions they've had to make through content.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's insane. And then seeing Twitch like go through kind of a similar situation is very interesting too.
Yeah. Like right now I'm trying to manage stuff with like YouTube and like other social media platforms, as well as trying to like manage my own clothing brand and everything too now. So it's like I feel like I've spread myself thin, but also trying to find that balance too at the same time. So it's like it's all a little mixture of everything. Trying to find that balance is what I'm trying to do right now.
Good for you.
You forgot to mention you work full time too.
No way! Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. Dude. So me and Phil, we hustle. We work full time jobs, and I mean, I look up to Phil quite a bit. I mean, I don't think he understands how much work and effort he puts in, like when you're not streaming, he's still working, like working on YouTube videos, watching other Twitch streams. This guy's in
amazing.
it, he's working hard. And then I'm this old guy. I'm some old man that's trying to figure out how social media works. Like I'm old. I'm like, I just post a selfie, or I'm barely using Snapchat.
I
now.
dropped Snapchat.
I'm behind on times, dude.
Yeah, Snapchat's like, I feel like Snapchat died a long time ago. You know what I mean? Maybe you guys still use. I don't know, but like I
feel like
someone asked me for my Snap the other day, and I literally was like, I don't even know what that is anymore.
It's interesting though, because just like if you're not really into social media that much, like I've noticed like with a lot of people out in public that they use Snapchat still a lot, and that like whenever I talk to people, it's like, hey, can I have your Snap? And I'm like, what?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I don't use that anymore. Maybe it's just because I don't really have the time for it. Like I don't know about you guys. Like you clearly don't.
I mean, Instagram works the same.
That's crazy how busy you are. I
So-
saw your clothing brand and I thought it was so freaking cool. Like I
Thank
can't
you.
even imagine. Like that is the sickest thing ever. My Instagram feed is like you post a lot, so every now and again I just catch something and I'm like, holy crap, this is amazing. Good for you, man. That's freaking cool. That's no small feat either. I tried to make one sweater, and it took me 3 months to do, like to make the sweater, to get the shipment in for the sweater, and then to sell it and then ship it was another 2 months on top of that. So like I can't imagine.
It's a lot, honestly. Like it took me almost a year to like fully set up the website. I had my friend that I know since like kindergarten that is a creative manager, like creative director in like organizing stuff like this. So I've been talking with him. He's been like kind of helping me manage the website, and he's been sending me the clothing and everything so I could sell it. Like I have boxes just like sitting next to me right now.
Nice.
So like yeah, it's so managing, like trying to get that all organized, it's a lot. It honestly is a lot.
It seems like it, but you're still smiling. It's
You
cool.
know, like, Phil, at least if someone raided your house, you know, they'd be like, oh, this is like really cool merchandise. But if someone raided my house, like, because I have a shipment coming in and it's like a box of body pillows. Bro. Like, what if I get raided and they're like, and you know what's, it's even weirder because it's like body pillows of me.
Wait, of you?
So, like, if I get raided, dude, like, they're like, this guy is full of himself. He's got this guy, oh my God, he must be a serial killer. Where's the dead bodies?
Dude, that's so funny. I had, so I have management now, which is cool, but they were setting me up on their merch people because I explained how rough of a process it was for me. I don't think I could go through that again. So again, huge props to you. That's crazy. But like, I talked to them and my agent was telling me, she's like, yeah, I can even get you body pillows of your face and you can sell them, and duvets of your face and you can sell those too. And I'm like, wait, what? Wait, are you selling those though? Because I want one. I'm just saying, Jitsu, I want one of those if I can.
It's so it's like it's like your sweater drop, how it's very limited.
Snap.
I'm telling you, like, this is exclusive. There's only one person in the world right now that has a body pillow of me. I gave it away as like just a pilot, just to kind of get a feel for it. And I get people that like frequently ask when we're gonna drop it. I'm gonna
take one of those and I'm gonna put it behind me, and it's gonna be in my stream like forever. Yeah, guys, today we have Jitsu here. He's hanging out again, huh? No.
But so I do want to I kind of want to loop things back a little bit, and I do want to like this episode is dedicated to you. Like, we want to know more about you, right? So like, you mentioned you grew up being a weirdo and playing video games at home. What were those video games?
Everything I could get my hands on, honestly. I had like every system. I had
Wow.
Nintendo DS, Nintendo Game Boys. Like, I had freaking a GameCube, Xbox, PS3, PS4, like all of those things. And I was obsessed. For example, Skyrim was one of my first like huge games that I was obsessed with for absolute like months. I started in the Pokemon world, did some Mario back when I was probably like 5. What else is there? Assassin's Creed was like, it has like such a big part or piece of my heart, I'd say, just because I I credit a lot of my success on Twitch actually to Assassin's Creed. To be straightforward, I played Assassin's Creed a lot, and that's where my first initial viewership came from. And then I also got the drop on Valhalla, the newer game that just came out, early. They let me play it really early, which is freaking amazing. And honestly, like a dream for me. Growing up, I played a ton of those games. I played Brotherhood when I was like 11 years old or something like that, and fiended it. And I've just been obsessed with all things gaming for such a long time. Like, I don't even know where to go with that because there's so many different games that are like a piece of me, I would even say. It's just, I played games more than I hung out with friends.
But yeah, no, that's cool. Like, you know, I think we can all relate to that. Like, man, I feel like some video game characters I have a bigger relationship and bond with
for
than
sure.
actual people. It's kind of like sad to say, but bro, like in my darkest times, you know, like homeboy Mario was there.
No, it's true though.
He had my back. SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom. Oh, my parents are divorcing. It's all good. SpongeBob's here.
It's like sad to like say it out loud, but it's so true. Like I used to like, I would hang out with my friends. We'd get together and we'd just sit down we'd have sleepovers and we'd sit down and we'd play games the whole time. Like I'd just be on RuneScape the entire time or playing on my Game Boy the entire time. We wouldn't do anything else. And I was recently thinking about all my friends from when I was like really young. And like what happened with those friendships, and I realized I don't really know those people that well. I just played games with them all the time.
Oh man.
Yeah, you just remember the games that you played
like
with,
we were
right?
best friends, but like
funny.
we didn't really talk much. We just sat next to each other and played in RuneScape. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's crazy how games...
Phil, how about you, dude? What was your first video game console as a young whippersnapper such as yourself? You know?
Wow.
Sorry. So a common thing we do here, Em, is we make fun of Phil for how young he is. Me and Faye, bless your heart, Faye. You're
Poor
in my
Faye.
thoughts. We miss you. But we're always talking about how old we are and how much we love like Golden Girls and Antique Roadshow, right? And then Phil's like, I'm on TikTok learning stuff, swiping every day. So what was your first console, Phil? Like a Wii or something, dude?
Wow.
The way you said that.
First of all, turned 23 in May, so but no, my first console was like the GameCube. I think my first like owned console was a GameCube.
Man, that's wild. Cause I remember I was like 12 and I bought the GameCube.
Wait!
You know, like you just make me feel so old.
Wow, that's actually impressive that you bought the GameCube.
Wow. But no,
I
have like a whole attachment with the GameCube too, where you can play Game Boy games on it. And
dude,
like,
the
you
one
can
where
hook
you
it
put
up
on the
onto it.
bottom of the GameCube.
Yeah.
You have to have the disc in too in order to play Game Boy games.
So playing
the
Pokemon
GameCube was
on the
dope.
big screen.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh my gosh, you could do
I knew
that.
there was so
So
many
you play,
different
like-
attachments. There's all these different things you could do with it, but I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so you can play like Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon like Fire Red and Leaf Green on like the big screen and just like play it, and it was like the best experience. Like that was my like when I first got Pokemon, I was like Sapphire. I hooked it up to that for the first time, and just like I was just at the TV for
That
a
is
very
the
long time.
coolest thing.
Honestly, I'm just surprised that like Nintendo didn't keep doing that. You know, like we don't have a way to do that with DS games on like a
Dude.
Switch. Dude,
I mean,
that would
that'd
be
kinda
perfect.
hard because like two screens.
The two screens, yeah. I guess like the Wii U would have been perfect because the Wii U had the controller with the screen on it.
I feel
So
like
you
that
could
would have been
play
the selling
DS
point for
games?
me. That would be like 100%
Absolutely.
grabbing that. Like the Wii U didn't really sell it for me.
Man, I think that would have sold the console better. That probably would have put it a little bit over, but I think most people thought a Wii U was still
definitely.
a Wii. They didn't do a good job marketing
I
that
never even
console.
considered picking it up just because it kind of looked like not that exciting. It was bulky.
Just looked like a
it was
toy?
so big. Like it was like,
Yeah.
why would I buy
was
that
so clunky.
when the draw of the Wii is like I have free hands, I could do whatever I want. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know, but
goodness.
it's cool either way. I wish they did have that backwards compatibility though, because that would make all of their products like so much more, I think, exciting. Because I have so many.
It would be so much better.
I have so many Game Boy games still and like DS games that I don't play anymore. But it'd be cool if I could like toss that on my Switch, like you said, and like throw that up on the TV and play it in 4K.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God. That's what they have
Bro,
to remaster.
don't mention
now.
4K Nintendo.
No,
they
they
don't do that. It's still 720p.
Exactly.
On handheld,
Can we
though.
talk about
The fact that they got to HD is crazy.
literally? Can we talk about how there's no updates on Breath of the Wild 2? Like, what is happening? I need that now.
Well, I mean, COVID.
I'm gonna be honest. That Nintendo Direct, I like how transparent and honest they were. Like, bro, we ain't done shit in the last year.
Yep.
We got nothing to announce.
It feels bad, but at the same time, it's like, you know what? I can't even blame you. Like, what have we done?
I mean, they
yeah,
announced
like
some
this.
cool stuff.
I mean, I look at myself in the last year, like, man, I did nothing important. I'm just dying.
Do you
one
guys ever
extra
feel like
year,
streaming, like even though it is a huge time commitment and it is content creation, do you guys ever feel like streaming isn't enough? And like when you're doing it, you feel like you're not like producing enough as a content creator? Like it's just, you're not, and some days that's all you can really do is just stream. And then you feel like you're underperforming. Does anybody else get that? Is it just me?
I can get that, yeah.
That's something we talk about like every
Oh,
episode.
dang.
I feel like
So-
this is so. Phil, Faye, and I, we kind of all came together because there's the one thing about streaming that most people don't talk about, and it's kind of a taboo or a very uncomfortable subject, is the mental health behind streaming, right? Because it's hard to open up and talk to other streamers about it, because I feel like in a way, in the back of your mind, it's it's hard to trust and find someone you feel comfortable talking about it in the first place. And then there's like this weird stigma where it's like a competitive aspect behind streaming too. So that's something that comes up a lot. But me, Faye, and Phil, we all came together because, there's things that we struggle with every day that it's just nice to know that there's other people out there that do the same thing that we do and that they're feeling the same way. So this is a safe space to talk about all that. Like, this is judgment free here. So if you want to talk about it, we're
nice.
open.
All right. I do feel like that's a big problem, especially like for streamer. And you know what? When you were saying that, I feel like that competitive aspect with other streamers, it's like you don't want to show anybody else that you're weak, Like you have to maintain some sort of level as a streamer that you perform at, and then everybody sees that level. And if you stoop below it by having emotions, you're like, damn, I can't let anybody see that part of me. It's not this level. It can't be, I can't show that. So yeah, it's interesting. It's pretty wild.
Well, I'll tell you this right now, and I don't know how you do it, because I try to do it, but I'm such an emotional person already, right? But one thing, like if like you have something unique to your stream, where if someone tunes in, dude, you're like always so hyped about everything. Like your energy level is through the roof. But for me, like when I stream, I feed off of the energy of my chat, right? But like sometimes you have days where maybe your viewers just aren't there. So like that energy isn't there. So where are you finding that same mindset or same attitude to keep up the same energy that you had before? So there's that, right? And then like you have that thought in the back of your mind, like, like you mentioned earlier, like, is this even enough? Like you're looking at metrics and you're like, I'm doing something wrong because things are trending down. But you gotta get out of that mindset. I talk about this a lot because, you can't just have one stream ruin the entire vibe that you've been trying to produce. It's okay if we have our off days, but you just kind of got to count your blessings, right? And I think it's okay to understand what you're doing might not be working, but that's okay. Like you need to accept that and you need to continue to try because like we're given so many limited opportunities, and you never know what's gonna happen. So you just gotta like take things by the stream and just, I don't know. I'm just like really impressed that you're able to continue keeping that same attitude and that like very hype positive feed, and you have a way of pulling your community together and getting everyone to spam emotes in the chat or like, just get hyped up about the dumbest things.
It's true though.
I love.
Thank you.
So
That means a lot. I really appreciate that. I think it's actually wild, when you say feeding off of your chat's energy and sometimes they're just not there, like I completely get that. I feel like some days I don't even want to stream because I'm like, I went through a thing 2 weeks ago where a family member had something horrible happen to them, and I had to like go. I was in and out of the police station, for example. This actually happened. I'm not going to go into it, but it was really bad. And I still had my stream schedule, and I still had to stream, and I didn't want to stop because I just had like a sponsored stream, and I didn't want to like do that sponsored stream and not show up for the rest of the week. You know what I mean? That would look bad. And I didn't want anyone to know that I was going through anything rough. So I was going into my streams and I wasn't feeling the greatest. And I recently created a new intro for my stream. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Okay, you gotta see it. I think it's like a new secret to my success, like straight up. It's crazy. So this stream intro is so hype that my viewers are now coming insanely early so they can see the stream intro and be there for it. And the music's really hype. So when the stream intro starts, it's like I'm overwhelmed with like not only way more people in the beginning of my streams than I've ever experienced before, but also people are just so excited, like way more than in the past. And it's like I get this fuel from that. I can't even match that to any other experience. It's not even like coffee. It's like better than that. It's crazy. It's like drugs. No, I'm kidding. No, I've never done that. I'm a good person. I swear. No.
Yeah, brother.
But it's actually, it's wild. So sometimes the stream me just takes over. I can't help it. But yeah, no, it's really good. I don't know if I have any recommendations for anybody. Like if you like to get fuel from your chat, for example, and you need them to be present to like help you feel more like a streamer or more like yourself, and an entertainer, essentially, which I think everybody needs. Do something interesting at the beginning of your streams, because that's like that's the best thing you can do, like for sure. So people have to be there. I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, like, one thing, if you ever like watch Phil SkojSkull stream, I love to embarrass this guy. This is like, I treat him like a little brother, and any opportunity I get to talk about him, I take advantage of, right? And like, if you ever, so last week's episode was Valentine's Day. It was our Valentine's Day episode.
Oh my gosh,
and he got to talk about his first kiss.
Wait,
it's so good.
No.
So he kisses this girl, right? And they hold hands, and then the first thing he does is he whispers to her, and he says, "Thank you."
No,
that's so cute, dude.
What the heck?
Look how red he is.
Yeah, you're literally a tomato.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. That's the cutest thing in the whole universe,
but
like straight up. That's adorable. Thank you.
Yeah. Like one thing we do here a lot is, I really, for me personally, I might not watch a lot of streams, for the entire stream, but like you could stop by 15-20 minutes, and I think it's really cool that like you and Phil have something that's just unique to your community, right? Like, I know if I go to Phil's stream, the first thing I'm gonna hear about is him in a bikini. Like, literally, he's the only dude on Twitch that wears a bikini for 24 hours straight on stream. That's like iconic, like.
You did that?
I have an email for it as well.
That's amazing.
Well, it
That
was
takes
just
a lot. Like you gotta.
Can I explain
You're
this?
you're
It's not
confident
because I
enough to
enjoy
do
it.
that.
I don't
like-
enjoy
Okay,
it.
explain it. Tell me a little bit.
I lost a bet a while ago where we do like this thing called like a stream race. Whoever wins the game or beats the game first wins, kind of thing. And I got lost or I got second place or something, and all I had to do was post an embarrassing picture of myself online. So I thought like I was trying to brainstorm, and then I thought, what would be an embarrassing picture I could post? And I asked my sister if I could borrow her bikini top, and she said yes. So I borrowed her bikini top, took a picture of myself with the bikini top on, and then it kind of blew up a lot on social media a little bit. And then it became an emote, and everyone's hyped about it. I joked around one day. I joked around yesterday. I'm just like, I've been thinking about like switching around some emotes. Like, I think we should just like get rid of the bikini one. I think we should just let that go. Like, it's in the past. Like, it's fine. We just let that go. My chat was just like furious. I'm like, no!
You'll never be able to live that. Yeah, live that
We're
down.
not getting rid of the... No! It was my most used
That's
emote in 2020.
amazing. That's so freaking cool though that you had that one moment, that created like such an epic story, like lore in your stream. Like that's dope.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
So yeah, that's exactly one thing I always like to point out when we have special streamer on our podcast is like we do our research here. We analyze, we study. You should see my notebook. It's empty. Dude, I lied. I don't do anything. I'm like barely pulling up stuff. I don't even know who you are.
Hi, my name is Emerome.
Here?
Hello. No. That's freaking dope. Good for you guys.
But one thing I think me, Phil, and maybe a lot of streamers could probably learn a lot from, and I think this is a good space to maybe if you feel comfortable, I think one thing you should talk about, or one thing we'd like to pick your brain on, is opportunities, right? You've mentioned that you've had a sponsored stream before. You've mentioned you've had early access to Valhalla. You have an agent. Like you've mentioned a lot of these things. I don't think from a streaming perspective, a lot of streamers out there see these opportunities or even know about it. So kind of, if
for
it's
sure.
okay with you, if you feel comfortable, open up about that. Kind of talk about how does one streamer talk to a game company about getting early access to a game, or talk about getting an agent, or sponsor streams or opportunities. Like, what did you do to open up these doors?
I went to school for business and law. So I have a very business integrated brain. My dad's an entrepreneur. I did a bunch of entrepreneurial things growing up. So I think I was more inclined to do this at first than other people. But what I would say is a lot of streamers don't understand that what they have is also a business. It's not just social influence. I'm an influencer. It's not just that. It's like you have what a lot of people want. Like for sale, essentially. You have your product that you give to your consumers, which is everything to us, which is like, okay, for me, it's happiness, positivity, and excitement basically every day, hopefully a smile that they can walk away with. And then you have your product that you can give to brands and your other customers that are more limited, but more lucrative. So that's something that I don't think a lot of people think about. Just because people are too emotionally tied to streaming as a job. They don't think about it as a business. They don't think about themselves as entrepreneurs. So, well, for me, when it came to getting opportunities, and I actually don't think I've done a very good job of doing this yet, so my standards are really high. I would reach out to whatever gaming company I could and literally just send them an email saying, here's my stats. I have a highly convertible audience. Like my people believe in what I do and they believe in me. And I only do the things that I believe in too. So my audience is valuable from their perspective. You have to literally show them why you're worth their interest completely. And then after you do that, and if you can do that effectively in an email or a call, whatever it is, you can have any opportunity you want. That's entirely, it's not limited. There's so many different things you could do. Even as somebody with like 50 average viewers, there's 100% brand deals out there where people would pay you to work with them. It's not far-fetched, but the only thing standing in your way is your own belief, limited belief of what it is that you have, right? So that's what I would say is the biggest problem. Like, I don't think there's a lot of streamers, even at like 800 average viewers, that don't have management. I've spoke to 3 other people who told me that I shouldn't even start looking for management until I had 400 average viewers. And I didn't really like that because I need someone to help me with my business, basically, right? Mm-hmm. And like, I'm like, for me, I'm currently expanding really rapidly. Like, I have a new editor. I have actually 2 new editors. I'm looking for a 3rd. I'm spending, like, of the money that I make, I spend at least 3/4 of it back into my production, back into investing in what I'm doing. That's a huge secret to success, I think, is constantly just like, what can I divvy out? What kind of work that goes out in the public's face can I get someone else to do for me in my name that still represents my brand? And how can I do that most effectively while also remaining cheap in some way? So that's like huge. I think I kind of went away from the brand stuff a little bit there, but like no,
you're fine.
No. I mean, I think.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's
that.
literally just understanding what you have and actually taking the emotional connection you have to streaming, separating it a little bit, and realizing that there's also a business there that you could take advantage of if you want to. And for everybody that's doing this as a job, like, or wants to do this as a job, that's the most optimal thing you can do. Is look at it from a business standpoint instead of, for example, working at a full-time job. Not saying that you don't have to do that or that's not a bad thing to do. That's freaking amazing. But if you want to be a full-time streamer, these are the things that you need to be looking at on a daily basis. How can I expand my business? How can I get somebody else to be passionate about my business so that they can help me expand my business? And how can I hire people to do the things that I don't want to spend time on so that I can continue to garner interest while also taking a break sometimes. I don't know. Yeah. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's something I'd like to definitely talk with you about, like,
sure.
outside of the podcast stuff as well. Like, I really would love to. This is something I really want to get involved in and expand on, and I feel like you're one of the best people to really talk about that. So, yeah.
I got you.
Yeah,
like 100%. If you need anything, I'm always going to be there. Straight up. You guys are freaking amazing. And anybody who's listening to the podcast, if you want to freaking message me, my DMs are open. I don't normally do, like, I never wanted to brand myself as someone who wants to help other streamers because I don't think there's a big audience for that. Like, there is a lot of streamers out there, but I just don't think that's, like, good for me as a brand. But low key, if you need help, I got you. But yeah.
Well, I think, like, what you said exactly, right? Well, I'll tell you what, like, for me personally, I feel like I've been really bad at branding myself, and that's kind of like a goal I had for 2021 was to work on not just Twitch, but the Jitsu brand itself, right? So I say I've been looking for an editor, but man, I'm so bad at managing time. But, like, here are, like, some common things that I go through in my head, and maybe people that are watching that are streamers as well can relate. But there's always, like, that lingering thought in the back of your mind when you want to ask for opportunities or reach out. The thing that you always talk about, or the thing that's, like, scratching in the back of your mind is, I'm not good enough. Like, this is something, an opportunity would be given to this streamer because he has this metrics, right? But I think we need to get out of that mindset. And I know it's so easy to talk about it and give people advice, but listening to the advice is hard enough. Like,
no,
you can't
it's true.
motivate a motivator.
You're right.
I'm gonna tell you that right now. I'm so damn lazy, but I'm so good at, like, telling other people to hype them up and motivate them. But I can't do my own things. But I can barely get out of bed sometimes, you know?
I think we hold ourselves, or we have a crazy standard in our minds. I don't think that's realistic to expect so much performance from yourself.
Yeah. Like,
if you look at, like, people like Bill Gates, like, freaking the guy who made app. Why am I forgetting his name? Oh my god. Like big entrepreneurs, they limit the amount of decisions they make in a day because they know there's only a certain finite amount of decisions they have energy to make in a good way, right? So things like picking out your clothes, they refrain from doing that so they can make a better decision later on something else. So even though you think like that choice of choosing what clothes to wear in a day doesn't take much effort, or you're telling yourself in your head, waking up and making my bed doesn't take much effort, it actually takes a lot of effort. Like getting up at the same time every day or trying to be productive or going to the gym, like all of these things, these habits that people create that they portray as being really easy to do and the right thing to do and the most productive thing to do, that's not an easy thing to do. And it never will be. And like, I think what quarantine has taught me and COVID is like, I have such a different perspective of time now. It's insane. Like I used to travel like a ton in a day. I used to think that I was getting so much done, but most of it was just traveling back and forth between places. Now it's like I sit down and there's not even remotely enough hours in the day to relax, get myself in a good mental headspace, feed myself properly, like, and then also stream and then be productive somewhere else. Like it's so hard. There's like no time for that. So I think like bottom line, it's like,
it really is.
Don't try to limit this thought that you need to be super productive, because as long as you're doing one thing towards your goal every day, like that's productive enough. And if other people are making you feel like it's not, trust me, they're not as productive as they seem to be. I think, like, you know, like I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's good. Like the perspective is like, instead of focusing on things that you didn't do, like this is something I've been telling a lot of people, and this is something I'm trying to work on myself. Like, I'll be honest, I mean, we're all human and we relapse and we talk about all these great things, but yet sometimes we struggle to do it ourselves. But one thing I've been really working on is just to like take every small victory, you know, like just really appreciate it, because you, like I said before, you never know what's going to happen. Like, shoot, what if you just stop streaming for the rest? Like, I just always, in the back of my mind, I just have like a lingering thought that I just hope I had some type of positive impact on someone. So that's,
you do.
Like,
that's the crazy thing is we don't think about it enough. I think like the three of us, to be honest, like to us, we're like tunnel vision on what we're doing, right? We're not doing enough, blah, 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 blah. We're kind of mean to ourselves. But like there's so many people that tune in every day that look to you for their happiness and direction and like a smile, a laugh, you know, like all those things. Like, and they bring their friends in too. That's the craziest part, you know? So like you make the biggest difference. And I don't see that every day. You don't see that every day, but it's true.
They had someone in my chat the other day kind of mention that to me, and that like it hit me hard because it was just like I don't know. It's just it feels good to have someone say that you're their form of escape, that you're their form of just like to be there and to goof around and to kind of get through things in the game, and they're just like, thank you for what you do. And then they're like, I on Mondays, every Monday I stream, and then I literally take like a 2-hour nap or something like that, and then I go straight to work on my other job, and they were just like, I really appreciate you doing like even streaming today. And I'm like, I'm gonna cry. But like it just means so much to hear that
it does,
that appreciation from
and
people.
It's crazy because I feel like it doesn't sorry, I'll be really quick. I know I feel bad whenever I interrupt people,
no,
but
go.
It's so hard when you're online.
But we do too.
Dude, okay, so one thing I want you to do from the rest of the podcast,
right. Canadian,
don't
it's going to be really hard.
all
right.
All right. I know.
After every podcast, one of us is always just like, we either private DM me one of each other or something. We're just like, what were you?
Sorry, I talked over you. But like, no, so like the vibe that our podcast, Free2Podcast, has, it's just like us all hanging out. You know, like we have a little bit of direction. But damn, like we talked about Phil's first kiss for like an hour last episode.
I love that. It's so comfy.
So like,
it wasn't dope for me.
Yeah,
but it was fine.
this is a podcast, but at the same time, this is just the comfortable space to be a part of. And sometimes we talk about video games. Like our first episode, literally, we were supposed to talk about
streaming.
Monster Hunter.
No, yeah, Monster Hunter and streaming.
We didn't even talk about anything.
I named a title that. I was just like, with the podcast, we're talking about anything but streaming.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. That's so cool. I like how comfy it is.
So again, don't apologize. This,
what?
We'll do our face like, like, oh, I accidentally said something.
What this podcast is about is like what we kind of discussed before. It's like it's about mental health and kind of just discussing about that, but it's also discussing about like things that just a space where we can talk about anything, like Brian said, like where we can just be friends and kind of comfortably talk with each other. Like all the guests that we've had so far, like we all know personally. And
I love that. That's awesome.
It's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just another way for us to celebrate people too. Like my community knows a little bit about you, but I'd really hope that after this episode people start and like maybe I'm not live and there's an opportunity for them to hop on and be like, here's Em and she's got like this 100% hype attitude all the time. You guys are gonna now be curious about her intro, so like I hope you guys tune in and check her out. Like it's a good opportunity to showcase great content creators out there and
I'm excited
provide a space
to bring my
show you guys
to
off.
See your freaking your streams and your podcast, because this is freaking dope. I love it. It's very cozy and very comfy, and it's just fun. You guys are hilarious, so I'm liking it. And we've never had a chance to talk, so it's like nice to actually sit down and
goopers.
Really just have a conversation about real things that actually matter to us, that we don't, that we hold back a little bit. It's cool. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. To kind of tie back into the whole branding yourself, right? I know my constant problem is comparing myself to others. Do you ever do that with other streamers? You ever, and it's not a healthy thing to do. I'll tell you that right now, because through streaming on Twitch, what makes your brand unique is how you produce your content, and you need to focus on how you grow. But we tend to have a problem of negatively looking at our content and comparing it to others. But I think it's okay to compare. You just need to do it with the more positive spin on it. So like, I like what they did with their highlights or their intro video, and I'm inspired by that, and I'd like to do something like that with my channel. So I think if you were to take that kind of approach with streaming, I think that would help quite a bit. But like I said, we're all human. We all get in those minds or those moods where we turn petty, and we're like, I didn't have nearly as many viewers today. Why is this person doing this? I need to do what they're doing. Yeah.
I think
I'll be honest, I get petty sometimes.
Yeah, of course. It's a normal thing. I think it's
but
just
I'm
like
human.
We have like these animal instincts. We do want to compare ourselves to other people, especially because this job, like this position we're in, is so rare, and there's like no like guidebook. We're stuck looking at the website, and that's all it is. So the things that we look to for reference are other streamers, because we have no choice. So like, I think for me, I think I compared myself a lot when I was smaller. Like when I had like 30, 20 average viewers, and I wondered like, okay, when I say compared, I looked at other streamers that were bigger than me, and I thought to myself, okay, what's the difference between myself and that person? And most times it was, okay, they're more comfortable on camera. They are showing more of their personality, or they've been in the game for 8 years, like they've been doing this.
Yeah. How do you push yourself past
and
where your
I think like if you look at it with a positive point of view, like, okay, how can I turn this reference that I'm looking at into something positive for me? Like, what do I need to pull from that? Then instead of like, why they shouldn't have this many viewers, they shouldn't have this, they shouldn't have, you know what I mean? Like, I need that, like it's hard to especially when you're having a bad day, it's hard to really be productive when looking at other people, because sometimes you can get a little jelly here and there because it's so close to home. But yeah.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, like, one thing that we need to strive to be better at. And I feel like I don't do this often, or if I do it at all, right? Because like I feel like I'm very self-aware as a person on what I do. But one thing we need to stop doing is putting ourselves in a entitled mindset. You know, like, bro, if someone doesn't want to watch you, someone doesn't want to watch you. It does. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just
and you shouldn't try.
You can't cater to everybody.
Yeah,
and you need to get out of that mindset that this person has these viewers. How come I don't have?
Oh, of course. It's straight up like people will watch you if they're your tribe, right? Like that's it. Like you have a totally different viewership from me. You know what I mean? Like if we streamed together for a month, I would not be able. There's no way I'd be able to take your core viewership. It would never happen. Maybe one or two stragglers would come over and they really like my vibe, or they'd get along with my personality and they like it, and they'd come over, and that's how it is. People think that that like the viewership pool on Twitch is just like what, cattle? Like you can't just pull like 20 people your way and that's it. It's not like that. You have to wait it out. You've got to attract the right people by being yourself and showing your personality, so it's easier for people to like resonate with you. And then yeah, raids especially.
Even with raids, like even if someone else's raids you, like you can like the people that were in that stream were there for that person. So it's just like you have to really show who you are, kind of thing. And then
but people think like they have this expectation, like sorry to cut you off, they have this expectation that that they're gonna get when they get a rate of like 600 people, for example. Like say you got a big day, someone comes in with 600 people. That's huge. But a lot of people think in their heads, oh my God, 100 people from this 600 person raid is gonna stay with me. I'm gonna grow substantial. Like that's never gonna happen. Like it's just not the case. Yes.
No. Most of the time, those people just leave, right? Like they just close the tab and they move on with their day. So,
especially after a whole
like
stream,
I think the pressure though also like in your head of, okay, I need to be able to pull all these people in is like so it's very unhealthy, and you got to like completely like if people stumble across you via whatever avenues you're putting content out by, like that's great and that'll work and that's how you're gonna grow, but it's never going to come like from a raid or from, you know, other people's communities, or, you know, it's just not, I don't think that's how it works.
What is your
and like
sorry.
Go ahead, Phil.
I was gonna ask, like, there's been a few things on Twitch that I necessarily don't really do, or I haven't done, and I don't think I'll ever do, is like partner pushing. I feel like
I hate that. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not necessarily a fan of it myself. I mean, I feel like it puts pressure on your viewers.
Yeah.
To be like, you have to be there, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it will, like, imagine what it does to you. Like, if you put partner push in your title, bro, and literally, like, your metrics aren't hitting that day, you know, it, like, how does that make you feel as a person? Like I'm not good enough, you know, like, I'm saying partner push, and, like, it comes back to that, like, sense of entitlement sometimes, and it sucks, right? Like, things just don't work out like other jobs. Just because you put more hours into streaming doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna be bringing in
I think the partner pushing thing, exactly like you said, it's entitlement. So you're thinking, okay, like one thing I saw too is there's a number of streamers that I saw in my sphere of the people that I know on Twitch who would beg people to lurk every stream. They begged them to lurk. Like it was like they expected everybody, like if you can't be there to watch the whole time, you have to have a tab open. And if you don't, you're not really supporting me. Like that, to me, scares the crap out of me. Like I can't even imagine putting that pressure on people. You know? And like the pressure on myself too, like why aren't people helping me by lurking? Like I don't think that way, and I don't think people should think that way, because it's never, like, people don't really owe you anything. Like no one owes you anything. You know?
No.
Yep.
No. Like, it's also another thing too, which I don't think people realize with the whole partner push thing, is that the viewership that they count is your own. They don't count raids. So if you get a raid, that does not get accounted for your average viewership. They only count the viewership
and also
that
Twitch
is there.
sees that too. Like Twitch, they see when your titles are always partner push.
Yeah.
Right? They see that, and they see that you're like you're overextending your viewership, and like the only reason you're actually going to get partner in that situation is because you are overextending your viewership. So you don't actually have those true numbers, if anything.
This is literally a log in the settings that has
it's all
your
there.
previous
Like
stream
they
titles.
see it. So like really, you have to ask yourself if that's something you want to do. Like I think it's like a Twitch culture thing. A lot of people just think that it's a normal thing on Twitch, but like I think people who actually really want to make it as a streamer, and maybe this isn't for everybody, it's not a blanket statement, but like I would never have done that. Like period. You would never see a partner push title from me because it just business wise does not make sense. It does not look good. Yeah, on all fronts.
And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, like being a Twitch partner, really, I think people get so stuck in a mindset of I'm trying to get to Twitch partner, but like we need to look outside of that. Like what happens when you hit Twitch partner? Nothing changes. You know what I mean? Like, damn, I get 20 emotes or I get more emotes. And I get a check mark, which is great. And I get like a partner newsletter, but I guess like in terms of opportunities, it might help. You know, when people hear I'm partnered with Twitch, but I think a common problem most people have is like we put all our work and we put all like huge mindset on reaching partner, but we never look past that. Like, what do you do the moment you hit partner? Are you done? Like you hit all your goals, but I think we need to look outside of that, and we need to look at how do you grow your channel overall. Like I think having the status of partner is great, but you shouldn't let that validate everything that you've worked so hard for already.
It should be.
It's just a check mark. I don't know. The partner lounge at TwitchCon is kind of cool. Like you get like free coffee and stuff. I got free shorts.
Sick.
I got like a jersey.
It should be
That's
about like
cool,
you just said though. Like it should be 100% about like how can I be a better entertainer? Like, because that's how everything's gonna come. It's not about your check mark. Like if you have a check mark and you're boring, no one's gonna watch you.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if you have a check mark at that point, you know? Like it doesn't matter if you have a check mark for brands at that point. Because like at the end of the day, it's like, okay, how can I showcase my personality? What do I do differently? What do I offer people? If I have a check mark, amazing. I get the push for it. I understand like why people want it. Because I think personally, like it helped me get brand deals that I wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And I don't think I would have gotten my agent if I wasn't partnered. But then again, I also have a number that's way above partner now,
fair.
like on my average viewership, or at least the threshold for when you can apply. But I think at the heart of it though, it should always be about like, how can I make my content better? How can I be a better streamer? How can I be a better entertainer? And like that, everything else comes after that, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. Dude, the partner push thing kills me though, because I saw so many people do it, and like I saw this one person, I'm not gonna name any names, they did it and they partner pushed and they almost had it, and then they changed the game that they played and they went down to like half their viewership and it all came crashing, and I'm just, oh my god, the anxiety just watching that happen. I can't even imagine what he felt like crazy.
Yeah. I remember the time when I applied for partnership. Fortunately for me, like I know and bless your heart out there if you guys have been applying for partner and you guys have been rejected. But like for me, fortunately, it was like my first application I got approved.
That's amazing.
You know, I was fortunate enough for that, but
that is really amazing.
It sucks to like see people work so hard and like feel pressured that they have to keep streaming one game because they're trying to get that verified, and then you end up hating the game that you play, or you end up burning yourself out, and then you you know, it's so bad on your mental health just to be verified. So I get it. Like, it hurts. I don't know. Like, this Twitch is so it puts a lot of fatigue on you. I'll tell you that. But I remember like the amount of stress because it took me 2 months to hear back when I applied. So I get it. Like, you feel like in that 2-month space, you have to keep streaming that game because now you feel like you're under watch from Twitch. They're monitoring your content. You can't really feel like you can experiment and try other games. And then like a common thing you see is like, yeah, people hit partner, and then out of nowhere, the moment they hit partner, they stream something completely different, and then half their community is gone and stuff. So I think being stuck in a loop on just hitting partner is hard. You need to get out of that, and you need to look at your overall brand. So I wish, like, if I could give people advice, like, I think it's great that you're pushing for the verified check mark, but you need to look outside of that and you need to look beyond. So definitely. Because you're probably not going to be playing the same game that makes you as successful as you are right now, and you need to look at how can you grow from that instead of
your entire career,
letting one game define you. So
can I take a
that's
2-minute
really
break?
Hard thing
really
to
quick?
learn about.
I was just gonna say, like, that's going into what we were saying before. That's kind of why I'm like kind of stepping away from Monster Hunter for a bit and kind of exploring other content too, just to like get more of my personality out there instead of just just through Monster Hunter. So I've been playing like Dark Souls and trying out getting involved in the Genshin Impact community as well.
Nice.
Yeah. So try new things.
That's good. You should do that.
It's
I think
scary, but yeah.
It's scary, but I think the best thing you can do as a content creator is don't tie yourself down to one game, because that's your entire career. When the game goes away, you do too. Like when you're in business, you don't sell one product. You have 12, right? You never sell one product. If you're selling one product, you're gonna die. There's a literally like an expiration date, an actual expiration date, and as soon as that's done, or something better comes out and replaces that, where do you go?
Yeah.
That's what you need. Yeah, you gotta like diversify.
Like, imagine this. Like, what if Monster Hunter Rise comes out, Phil? And that game is absolute ass. I'm not gonna say it is.
It's just
I think I'm very hopeful, right? But as like a content creator, that is the scariest thing to think of, especially if your content is focused around Monster Hunter.
Or even if
what do you do at that point, right?
Even if it's like not even bad, like what if it's really good, but you're not into it? Like,
yeah,
that's also another thing.
Oh, for sure. When I was listening to you, I heard you, like you said, you're stretching yourself too thin. And like for me, like I am now, this may sound insane to people. Like, actually, I'm treating this like I'm a professional athlete. And what do professional athletes do before a game? They eat right. They train, they go to the gym, they get themselves in the right physical, mental space. And when they do that, they can perform their absolute best. Look at Valkyrie.
Yeah.
This girl always is showing videos of her freaking working out. Like, she's always working out. She's like, not just that, it's not the only thing you have to do, but like, what I'm saying is like, you got to train yourself, like body and mind, and put yourself in the most, like, in the best possible situation, so that you can, an environment, so that you can perform as best as you can. And when you're spreading yourself too thin, you're destroying your ability to focus on one thing, of course, which should be your stream and your stream quality. Like, I would not have grown this fast if I didn't have other people doing a substantial amount of the work that I should have been doing for me. Like, I have somebody, even my announcements, like on Discord, I have people doing that for me. Every day they make an announcement and it's interesting. Every day I have my tweets like pre-scheduled. Like, every day my YouTube videos, I had a YouTube video upload today. Okay. And although I did direct a lot of that video behind the scenes, my editor made the video, my editor made the thumbnail, and he uploaded it to my channel for me. I woke up this morning, I went on my phone, I put the title in, I scheduled the video, and I put the description, and then it uploaded, and that was it. I did literally nothing. aside from that was my stream content that was turned into a video, right? So it's like minimizing the amount of work you have to put in to create a product that's interesting enough so that you can focus on the right things, I think. It helped me a lot.
Doesn't help that you're looking for a place to stay too, Phil, but
Yeah.
he's got a lot on his plate right now.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So I think Phil, once you find a space, you can get that stress out, right? And you can put focus on other things. But I think definitely exploring options to make your job easier, right? Like something as small as wireless headphones, right? Like if you're comfortable, if that helps you stream an extra 2 hours with a happy, positive mindset, by all means, like,
and be more comfy without wire.
Drop that investment in, you know?
Yeah.
Write it off on your taxes. It's a business expense.
Yep. Everything is.
Some of
it's
my
cool.
cosplay costumes, I wrote off as an expense, and I'm afraid to get audited. Like, why did you buy a maid costume?
I was talking to an accountant because I'm doing my taxes as a streamer for the first time, and it's insane how much you can write off. Everything's a business expense. It's crazy.
The gifted subs I give to people in my community, I collect every receipt because it's helping my business. Yeah. Right.
Wow. I
in terms of business expenses, I wrote off so much. It cut so here in the States, I'll be transparent and I'll be open. So I owed $8,000 to the state and government last year. But because of my business expenses, we were able to cut it down to like $2,000.
Wow.
But, these are things that we don't, as content creators, look at, right? Itemizing your receipts, doing your taxes quarterly, at least here in the States.
Yeah, and
because
Canada
every
too.
year the IRS collects your taxes. But from a business owner, you can actually choose to pay it quarterly, so you can help avoid that giant sum at the end of the year. And then on top of that, you can dodge, because there's a fee that you're charged if you don't pay quarterly as a business owner. So there's there's that whole aspect to this business or this space that we don't ever look at. Sometimes we just get stuck in the loop of, I just press go live or I just think of the game. But you need to look at the overall picture. Like, if your goal is to make something out of Twitch, then you need to think about, I need to be eating right, or I need to make sure I get 8 hours of sleep.
Yes.
Or and I suck at that. I am so bad at managing my time because, for me, I have a problem of, I grew up where my mom, she worked 2 jobs and she was stuck in grind mode. She never took care of her own health. So for me, with Twitch, I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to go 10 toes down. I'm going to lock in and I'm going to forget about everything else. And I'm just going to focus on Twitch. But then now it's kind of biting me back, all the relationships that I've formed outside of Twitch, they're kind of gone because I put so much attention into one craft. So I think if I could give anyone advice to learn from me, is definitely learn to manage your time and really value who you are, because your health is important. I get you can take that extra day and you could use that to stream, but why not invest that into bettering yourself? Go get a damn massage, go get a pedicure, make yourself feel good. Because if you feel good, then it's gonna speak for your content itself. Think
Take
of
your
that
vitamins,
8 hours that you could be putting into video editing. And value, is that time, that video editing, worth it? Or is it better if you hire an editor to do that work for you so you can focus on other things? It's just small minimal things like that we need to start looking at and breaking down to help with the overall picture. So that's kind of my mindset that I'm trying to put myself in. But again, it's hard, right? We deal with family, we deal with full-time jobs. There's circumstances that come in, health comes into play. Maybe you have a loved one that gets hurt. What do you do at that point? So there's a lot of curveballs that come in, but I think the overall idea is like being able to properly manage and value your time. So I guess like if I were to give anyone advice on what I've done wrong, is to really look at the big picture instead of just going 10 toes down and just streaming.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Well, or even assess whether you want to, right? Because there's some people out there that like the difference between this is a hobby and this is a career is like you realizing it could be a career, right? And like turning it into a business. Because when you do turn it into a business, there's so many things you got to look at, and there's a lot of work there, and you got to commit. Like it's almost impossible to do with a full-time job, but you guys are doing it. It's crazy that you guys are doing it. Like I feel like I'm spread thin, and I'm doing this completely by itself, which is nuts. So I can't even imagine like how much work you guys put in every day. So yeah, it's like, do you want to keep it as a hobby and have it as a chill thing that you do with your friends when they watch you or whatever? Or do you want to make it a career? Because if you do want to make it a career, there's a lot of work on the side there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. I definitely need to get more involved into. I do have an editor for certain projects that I have on YouTube and everything, and he does an incredible job. Like he did my scripted video of like main character dialogue in video games, and it did pretty well, which I'm really happy about. And but it's something like that I want to get more into, like even have like an editor for the podcast. I think will help tremendously. Bring the highlights channel that we have back up too, because I feel like that'll help this channel too. But like just having like a lot of small things to kind of help even us as a group out too. I think will be a tremendous big help. You're opening my eyes to like a lot of things right now.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
That's good. Maybe that's good. I don't know.
No, it's good. It's good.
Like picture it like this, dude. You don't need to have a full-time video editor, right? Like,
No.
What if your goal is, and I'm gonna, so this advice that I received was from a very good friend of mine, Paula. If you're watching, I love you. Thank you so much for putting this angle in. I just want to, I don't want to take any credit for this. I want Paula to, like, if he's watching, I love you. Paula put it in this perspective, Phil, and we need to look at it from this angle. Like, you don't need to necessarily have a full-time editor, right? Like,
No.
What if your goal is to make 4 videos a month, once a week? You know, if you hired an editor to do 1 of the 4 videos, think about how much extra time that is that you get to put into whatever you want. Maybe it's you hire an editor to do 2 videos. That's on average, let's say it takes 8 hours for you to edit a video. That's 16 hours you saved, but you have to think of like, you know, is that time that you hired that editor, is it like that 16 hours, you can put that into anything, but the money that you paid your editor, is it like worth that 16 hours? Do you kind of get where I'm coming from? Like,
Yeah.
think of that, like literally 16 hours is a lot. That could be something that you could invest into sleep. It could be something that you can invest into going to the gym, you know, bettering yourself. So I think it's okay to spend money on yourself. Like invest that money that you could be putting into, I don't know, like I don't like, well, at least with me, the money I earn from Twitch, I use it poorly because I just buy tattoos. I should be better at managing
That's cool, though.
like my Twitch earnings, but I just love tattoos. This is kind of like my tattoo fund.
Nice. That's
In the
actually
end, it's like
dope.
So like,
your community supports
so
you in what
I guess
you do.
you should look at it from
so,
that angle.
Like that's for you. Like, you know what I mean? That's like what you want to do with it, and like you want to be artistic and have tattoos and stuff like that on your body. So I think I don't think you should look at it negatively if you're trying to look at it
good.
negatively.
I mean, if it's what you love, then
Yeah.
that's freaking dope that you created a stream of income that's going to fund that for you, and it's fun for you. You know, that's cool. Can we talk about something a little controversial?
Oh,
Dude,
Okay.
talk about whatever. What do you
Slam
want?
us.
I hate raids. I don't.
You hate
Well, not.
raids?
I don't hate
Raid
raids.
Shadow. I'm kidding. No, that's
I don't hate raids. I don't hate receiving raids, obviously, and I think raiding people is nice. However, I've been bitten in the butt too many times by people, streamers who I've rated, who have gone the extra mile to try to get as much out of me as they can. So ever since that experience, multiple experiences, I've stopped rating entirely. I don't rate at all anymore. And I don't know how you guys perceive that, but my biggest fear is like, I'm trying to protect myself and my mental health, my mental health. But I think my worry is people see it as like something that's like selfish, you know, to not raid, because I know it's so ingrained in the culture. But yeah, I don't know. That's my decision. I don't raid at all. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I have a few friends that don't even raid either. For me, it's just like, I don't know. Like I like to support my friends and stuff like that. That's just me. But like, I just like bring the people in over and kind of like support them a little bit.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know. But I do see what you mean though. Like where like, are you worried that like that's all people want from you is just a raid kind of thing? I get into a situation like it. I wish I could like explain like one situation where it's like super clear, but I've gotten into situations on like at least 15 times in the past probably like 3 months, I would say, where people like come into my stream and they'll raid me and then they'll try to become my friend. And I love to make new friends. I love making new friends. I think that's really fun. But then the first thing they want from me, and they make it very clear that they want this from me, is a raid. Back.
And it just, I don't do that to remove that complexity from the relationship. Therefore, I know if you're staying around, you're here because you want to be my friend. I'll still do co-streams with you. I just won't, I'm just not going to raid you, you know? You're not around because you want my numbers in your stream. You know what I mean? Like, not that I have the craziest numbers. I don't. But, like, it just freaks me out when people want stuff from me like that. And I know a lot of people do, so it's just...
Dude.
That's all
I can 100% relate to you. And I'll throw a situation out that I've experienced. Literally, this is the dumbest thing I've ever had happen to me, and it pisses me off when literally someone goes in your chat and they're like, "Hey, I'm live right now. Do you be cool dropping a raid after?" I was like, "Bro, do you even know who I am? Like, did you take the time out to ask about how my day was? Why are you just looking at me just for a raid, you know?" So I 100% get that. One thing I do is I now just, most of the time, I just raid people in my community.
That's nice.
Right? I find people that spend time out of their day to like come watch me, you know, and you know, I maybe have caught their streams a couple of times, but for me, a big thing is opportunity, right? Like, there's so many good content creators out there. It's such a oversaturated, like, site. There's so many content creators out there that are good. They just haven't been given the right opportunities. And I know people go out of their way and they catch my stream. And sometimes I like to just, you know, give back by seeing if you're live in my Discord. I you know, maybe half of the people leave right away, but it's nice because when I was younger, I hate that I said when I was younger. When I started streaming, I never got anything. You know, everything I did, I never joined Discords. I never promoted myself anywhere. It was just all natural growth. But like, it's nice to see, like, you know, if you're a smaller streamer and then like someone you look up to or someone that you're actively involved in their community, kind of give back and just like really showcase and show how amazing you are. I think that is what rating should be.
Yeah, I agree.
Right? I just hate the feeling of people that think they're entitled.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I followed you. You should rate me.
Yeah. Or
like, come on, dude. I don't know anything about you. That's one thing I'm terrified about too, right? Like, if I rate someone and they're not the content creator that I thought they were, like, what does that make my community think of me? You know, like, next thing I know, like so I'm like, what if my stream vibe is, you know, it's chill, it's fun, but then I raid someone and they're just like really vulgar,
or they don't care that you rated
the vibe
them.
that they present isn't what you like. But now your community is like, this person likes this kind of stuff. Like, so now there's that lingering thought in their mind. So I get that. But I think, you have a problem where I think you're letting past negative experiences affect how you should be doing your content, you know? Like, I think it's great to learn from experiences, but I don't think it's fair for you to put other streamers in that same category, right? Because, like, not everyone is a scumbag that expects a raid from you. Like, you have genuine friends that care about your well-being. So I don't think it's fair for us to take past experiences and let it shape how we do things like that in the future. I don't know.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I mean, if it's something that you are not interested in doing at all, like just not interested in raiding, that's fine too. There's just nothing wrong with that.
Like, if you don't raid, you don't raid. It's cool.
Yeah,
like, who is it? Like, how am I supposed to judge you because you don't raid? Like,
I think it's like,
what makes me someone to like grade you or like look at you differently because you don't do something that everyone
I think
else
it's
does?
so
Who
ingrained
cares?
though in
You know,
like Twitch culture. Like when I started streaming, it's like every day you raid, you know, whenever you stream, you raid. You end every stream with a raid, no matter what. And like maybe 2 out of 5 of those raids were freaking amazing and the content creator was awesome. But like 3 out of the 5 of those were not the greatest because they either didn't care or they just weren't that interesting or they just were very vulgar and it was like crazy and not the vibe that I had before. I don't know. And maybe it's also because I'm a PG streamer. Like I've had a lot of experiences rating people that I don't know where I go in there.
They're not PG.
Not at all. Like not at all. I go in there and like I try to solve that problem by having my mods go in and ahead of time they'd pick somebody that was PG and they'd say, hey, can you be PG for this raid? And then the person would be like, yes or no. And it would pan out well that way. But I think I erased a lot of stress when I stopped raiding. Like never have to worry about the end of the stream. I literally just go, guys, thank you for being here. Goodbye. See you later. And then end the stream. That was it. So I don't know. Maybe I will start incorporating like my friends back into raids because that would be nice because I know people and trust certain streamers. And I know, like you guys, I know you're not hanging out with me to get my raids. You know what I mean? Like that's not gonna happen. But
well, picture it like this, M. Like literally, the only way you met me, right? You didn't meet me through Instagram. You didn't meet me on TikTok. Thank God, because I'm not on there.
Yeah, I rated you.
Thank
yeah,
the
you're
Lord.
right.
I'm just kidding. But like you met me through a raid.
Yeah.
Like we would have never had this encounter if you
You're
never
right.
rated me. So it's things like that you have to look at from a more positive perspective. I just don't. I would hate to hear, you know, because 2 or 3 bad eggs ruin opportunities like this. Because like there's other great people like me. There's even better people out there like me, that better people than me out there that you're missing out on the opportunities because you let bad experiences ruin it for you.
No,
I don't know.
fair enough. Fair enough.
That's like the spin I would say. But at the same time, if you don't raid, I'm not.
It's not gonna hurt you. Yeah.
Who cares? Like,
No.
No.
You know what
I might
Like,
reconsider adding it back in because I think I did have a very like negative view of it for a very long time, and maybe I'm not gonna do it every stream for sure. That's not gonna happen. But
that's totally
when I have the
fine.
right people, you know, I'll do it. But yeah, I might reconsider that now. Thank you, by the way. Appreciate that.
I have a few friends.
like one
that
thing we loved doing was when we did the group raid on you.
That
like,
was crazy.
How did that make you feel? You know what I mean?
That
like,
was so nice, like, and so unexpected.
that stuff like that is what I love.
That was like that actually, like, I don't think I'll ever forget that.
No.
Like seriously, I won't. Like it was the nicest thing ever, and I can't believe you coordinated that. So
I was I've been scared to like raid random people recently. Well, I guess recently, yeah, because it's just like I don't know. It's just sometimes you especially if you have no idea who they are, it's kind of scary just yeah. Like when I was first getting involved in the monster community,
like,
I randomly
when I raid people.
Wait.
Go.
Oh, go ahead, Phil. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, like, when I randomly rated this one guy named Lee Jitsu, like, I had no idea who he is. I don't know how he was gonna react or anything, and he reacted poorly. He didn't like me. He didn't enjoy my content at all. He was just like, "Who is this guy?" I'm just.
He's so quiet. Oh no!
I'm kidding, Ryan. It's okay.
Okay, guys, this has been really fun. I'm just gonna go now. No.
Hey, I'm getting kicked out of the podcast. Okay.
No, I get that.
He was joking. He was joking.
I was kidding, Brian. It was a joke.
Oh, I just love to see you glow red. I just love it.
It's a beautiful
It's
look.
so like innocent, you know. It just reminds me of when I didn't experience the world, and I was so young and naive.
It's just me in general. I haven't grown out of
pure.
it. I'll never
Now
grow
look
out
at
of it.
me. I'm a battle worn veteran. I've been through it all.
Oh God. So guys, how about that weather? You know, crazy Texas. Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, what else are we talking about?
Gengar,
Gang,
dead Pokemon.
Anything else you guys want to know about me before I disappear forever? No.
Dude, so we actually do this often. It's inspired by a few other shows I watch on YouTube. But one thing I like to do is I like to kind of do a little bit of studying, a little bit of research, right? And I like to learn we like to learn a little bit more about you. So one thing we like to do is we like to like watch a Twitch clip of yours, like just a random clip, and kind of have you break it down and kind of give us like the background behind this. So I posted in our chat like a clip, and I want to watch it together, and I kind of want like your reaction to it, and kind of like the background of why you did that. So the first one is a Twitch clip. I'm just gonna play it. Phil, you could just play it too.
All right, 3.
And I freaking love this, by the way. But what inspired you to dress like the two-time? Like,
I needed a Halloween costume, guys. So I went to the Halloween store, and they had absolutely nothing, and it was really boring in there. So I decided that I would do something on my own and make something great. And I made that costume in a freaking day. Do you like it? Is it good? Do you like it? Oh
I like
God!
Your dance moves.
I
Your
went
dance moves
freaking
are
in, man.
pristine.
I went in. I went so hard. It was ridiculous. Actually, Dr. Disrespect retweeted it. Yeah,
What?
and like liked it and stuff. It was crazy. Obviously it's Halloween. He's getting a lot of people that dress up like him, but it was pretty cool. The moves.
That's so
It was
cool.
fun. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to play a character. I've never cosplayed before, so I figured, you know what? Let me just go hard. Let me just put it all down in this right now. And I think everybody liked it, so.
dude, it was
wonderful.
good. That's a
Thanks.
good clip. That's a classic.
I'm glad you
clip.
like it, guys. Wow, great clip to choose.
It's a great one.
So funny though, dude. That's hilarious that you found that one.
And then I'll hit you with like this Instagram. So I just, you have a great Instagram. Are you? One thing I'd like to know is you're a model, right? How long have you been modeling? And you talked about travel. So what's this picture about? Like, did you get flown out to just take pictures here, or is this like a vacation?
Okay. Mykonos, Greece. Everybody, if you aren't cultured.
Wow.
No, I'm kidding. I went on a cruise with my family, actually. And we were on a cruise, and we went all over, like, Italy, Greece, and we went to a number of very scenic places. And that was one of the spots. And I was just walking around, basically, trying to find photo opportunities. I was taking Instagram very seriously then. A lot more seriously than I do now. Unfortunately, I haven't posted very much this year. past last year. This year I haven't posted anything. So I'm going to get back into it. But it was a good time. I liked it. It was a lot of fun. I tried for a little lifestyle thing, but Instagram is a hard platform to grow on. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but It was fun. I liked it. Man, I should have found some.
What's the craziest travel story that you have? Have you ever had like a weird, like, am I going to make it out of this situation when you've traveled? Because you said you travel a lot. Like, what's the craziest place you've traveled to?
I'm just figuring out how much I can tell you. Okay. I'm friends with a very big music artist. So I traveled to the US, to New York City for a couple days to go to concerts. And then I flew to a friend's birthday in Barcelona. One of our mutual friends was like, I'm flying. We're going tonight. It's going to be crazy. Pack your bags. I was like, all right, dope. Meet you at the airport. So I went from Toronto, where I live, to New York for 2 days, whirlwind, multiple concerts, best time ever. To Barcelona for my friend's birthday, was there for a week, which was nuts. And then to London for a week again, with a friend who was staying there over the summer for work. And then I flew to Paris for a week-long festival concert thing. Similar friends, and it was just absolutely wild. So I don't know if I have a weird story. I was by myself traveling the whole time, so I have like the odd, oh yeah, the taxi driver is trying to hit on me in French and I don't understand what he's saying. Like that's weird. But I don't know how I made it out alive. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, if anything, I traveled so much and I did so many things completely on my own that I just don't know how. Like, I had friends around, but I don't know how I made it out fine.
Like, I'm in France and I don't know a single lick of French.
No, I understand.
I'm like walking around with my phone, just like typing in translations and just holding it up to people. Where's the bathroom? Where's the bathroom?
Nice. In Canada, they make you learn it.
That's so cool, actually. I'm like really envious to hear all these like travel stories you have, but it's like inspiring me to be like, maybe I should travel. Maybe I should go to Barcelona.
It's so worth it.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't have like a crazy amount of money when I was doing it. You know what I mean? Like I had enough to go around. But once you're in Europe, all of those flights around Europe cost me almost nothing because it literally, flights over there, cheap as frick. It literally cost me $20 for a seat on a plane from Barcelona to London. Like, that's so cheap. What the heck? Yeah, so it's crazy. Easy once you get over there. We're kind of gatekept over here, gatekept in North America, but once you move over there, you're fine. Yeah, it's worth it
crazy.
For sure.
My goodness.
Yeah.
I definitely.
Bill, you said you traveled to Sweden before, right?
Oh yeah, I traveled to Sweden, Quebec.
Quebec.
Yes. Yeah, I've been traveling a little bit. But that's because I have family in Sweden and everything. But like, it's so nice up there. It's so nice. Like, I definitely would love to like just like either for a year or two or something like that. Just
that's
like, live
so
there.
Cool. Man, I want to visit
goodness.
Sweden. It seems like amazing over there.
It's beautiful. Definitely recommend it. Definitely would. Let me know when you
That'd
go over there. I can show you around.
Okay, we'll plan
That'd
something. It'll be great. I'm excited.
Yes.
That'd be dope.
I would love that. My goodness. But yeah, like the Stockholm, Sweden, like that it's like the one of the main areas around there. It's like so nice to go around like the cities and everything. It's so beautiful. Like the I don't know, the vibe there. I just love it. It feels so positive.
Yeah, Europe in general just feels so much more like a breath of fresh air, if you will. You know, it's just so much more chill, and everybody is respectful in a way. Like, you don't. When I was in Greece, oh no, this is Italy. Italy. When I was in Italy, people don't work until like 3 p.m. because the sun's too hot, so they just like stay home and chill, and then they come out later on, and then people eat at like 10 p.m. at night, which is my schedule, girl. Get me over there. It's great. But yeah, it just seems so much more relaxed.
It's so
I don't know if
nice.
all of Europe is the same like that, but Sweden sounds cool.
Probably not,
Yeah, no.
But from what we've seen,
Jitsu, what kind of crazy stories do you have? Yeah, hit
Like
me with
traveling
something
stories?
nuts.
So I think next time I go to TwitchCon, I'm gonna bring a whistle, dude. I got in some bad trouble. Like when I travel out, it's like when I get to open up and just kind of like be myself, right? And I go too hard in the paint. Like I'll get sloshed every
Oh my God,
time.
you should've
Like
seen him at
sometimes
the-
I
the-
lose
the
my
Monster
shoes
Fest.
and stuff. Like I remember I was in like Boise, Idaho, because I before streaming I train and compete in
sick.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and like my coach, he's a professional fighter, so he took we as a gym we all went to support him in Idaho, so we all go out there, and Boise is like a college town. So like after his fight, we all went on a bar crawl. I just remember it was like 4 a.m. It was like 2 degrees, right? It was like freezing. And I just remember walking back to the hotel, but I didn't have my shoes. And I was just like barely just barely like, legible. Like I could barely do anything, but TwitchCon was something else.
I'm so jelly.
I
I'm
need a
so
whistle
jelly.
next time.
I grew up on Twitch in the time where COVID happened, and I haven't been able to do anything or like meet anybody. Literally, I'm stuck in the online digital world. Like nothing is tangible, It's just.
There were so many friends that I promised they were just like, I'm seeing you at TwitchCon, right? And I'm like, yeah. And then it COVID. And I was like, oh.
It's so
I guess
sad.
not. Later.
I can't wait to experience that because
Yeah.
everybody has such cool stories of what it's like to go there and like meet everybody, and yeah.
I think it's mostly just seeing everybody is the best part. Like the convention is nice, but I feel like there's just like a place to have everyone. Like I just being able to see everyone is probably the best experience I can ever ask for.
I'm telling you, like doing karaoke with people you meet online is a whole other feeling, dude.
I saw clips.
So, like,
I saw
like
clips.
drinking soju and doing karaoke and smashing bottles and I'm a problem.
Oh,
you don't
I'm gonna
want,
meet
don't
you
wanna
in
meet me
person.
in person. I'm a problem.
Dude, I want to meet. Dude, you in
I'm a
person is the
problem.
best experience, especially open bar. Like when there's an open bar someplace, that's an experience.
That'll be so fun.
with you.
Oh yeah, that's right. So me and Phil did meet in person.
Mm-hmm.
So we met around this time exactly, right, Phil?
Mhm.
We go to a convention in Boston called PAX East, and we're big in the Monster Hunter community. Like we're really invested in there, and there was like a Monster Hunter Fest that they were hosting in Boston. So like the first time Phil ever meets me, he's like so he's competing in this Monster Hunter event.
I did
And
poorly.
I call him and I'm like drunk already. And there's like a line to get into the club for the event. And I'm just like outside freezing and I'm just screaming for him. I don't know where he's at. And he like walks out
That's
and like
so
pulls
funny,
me in and
dude.
stuff. But
That's so cool.
I'm a problem. You don't want to be
Also,
with
like
me.
one thing I really recognized, like
My
this
goodness.
year, obviously, because I'm still relatively new to the meeting people in a digital space like this, and making all of my friends online. Like all of my friends right now are online, which is amazing. Like I have some people from school and stuff, but like everybody I've met online has been freaking. The tier of friendship that you get when you meet people online is like next level. Is so much better. Like you just vibe with people so much more, at least for myself, than I did with people in like university, for example. Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
It's so cool. I'm excited to meet people.
Yeah, it's weird. You can like sit in a Discord call for like 3 hours and not even notice time fly by. Like what we're doing now. Like we've been talking for a bit.
I think my
so
camera's
it's
like
cool.
trying to freak out. Look at me. I am the subject now. Thank you. It's me. Hello.
me.
No.
Look at the Mona.
We're back, guys. We're back.
But yeah, it's you'd think it'd be like awkward to meet in person because like all your interactions were online,
Not
but it
really.
was natural when me and Phil met. It was good. It was I was like really excited that we
That's
get to
so
hang out more,
cool.
but pandemic happened and it just like gets you excited for the next time you meet in person.
You see,
So,
you guys, the world's making you wait
cool.
for that next, that next warm embrace by the bar, Oh, I get. It'll be even better.
So specifically at this event, right? There's this in Monster Hunter. There's a cat that cooks food for you, and she's like this classic like babushka grandma Russian looking grandma cat, and she makes like the comfiest food. Like she makes like soups and big loaves of bread and just comfy eating for for really cold weather. And they had like a giant, like there was a person in that costume at the event, right? And they were doing like photo opportunities. You could take a picture with her and stuff. And I remember specifically the staff gave us instructions that we cannot touch her. We can take pictures with her, but do not touch her. And I've had a lot to drink that night. And there's a picture out there of me, like I leaped onto her and I was just like squeezing the grandma.
Oh my God.
I got yelled at. I don't think you were there, Phil, but the Capcom staff got pissed at me. I got yelled at, and I just, happy go lucky.
It's hard when they look so cuddly, you just want to give them a hug. Like,
she looks so fluffy.
As a kid, when you walk around Disney and you see a character, you can give them a hug. Never mind. It's not the same thing, guys. Get permission to touch people, okay? It's not. Don't do what Jitsu did. Bad idea.
Even if it's a cute, cuddly grandma cat, ask permission.
Make sure written consent. Okay.
Yeah, I have a so since then I have a restraining order from any Monster Hunter event.
I know you're memeing. Don't worry. I knew you were memeing.
I thought it was just like,
imagine how serious. Imagine what a dramatic encounter that would be if like he hugged a cat, okay, and the person you're getting a restraining order immediately. Get out of this venue now. Like that would be a little bit.
There are some people like that.
But he meant it innocently, so it's different. The intent was not malicious. Yeah, you were not attacking Babushka.
I mean, I squeezed her a little hard. I might have. She might have lost breath from like when someone goes up to you and squeezes you too hard, and you're like, like you do that exhale.
Delete
she
this
did
part
that.
of the podcast.
I felt it.
No?
I heard it.
That's so funny. That is so funny, dude. What is one thing that you don't like about being a Twitch streamer? Go. There's a lot of things to love, but what's one thing you don't like?
So for me, this is like a deep, like personal subject, right? I'm a type of person that like if we interact, any type of interaction, I try to make it bigger than it needs to be, probably by trying to be everyone's friend, and maybe to the point where I try to be everyone's best friend at certain points, to where I really sacrifice a lot of my personal time or a lot of me to make sure that other people, I live for other people. So that's a really bad habit, right? But again, it's a deep-rooted issue where I just don't like myself that much. So if I get opportunities to gas up other people or to make someone else's day, that really does a lot for me, right? It's a lot of growing that I need to do still, and I'm working on it. But I have a problem of really building and thinking that I have these really deep relationships with people, and then I get heartbroken and I'm so emotional about it, and I take it so personal when people just move on. I take it way too personal, and it took a lot of growing for me, but I now have a new angle to look at it, where honestly it's in the end it's a business, right? Like it's great that we were able to have these memories or these bonds that we've developed, but I'm not going to look at it like it will last forever. Like I'm just going to appreciate the moment that we've shared, and like I get it. I don't expect anybody to do anything for me. like it's sweet of you to stop by, but I hate, like it's a passionate like hate when people say that they're there for me. I hate that because it's not true. It's really not. Like in the end, people are there because they found a game that they like and they found a channel for that game. But if I play something else, maybe 10% of those people are really meaning that term of I'm there for that content creator. But loyalty isn't real on Twitch, and I don't expect there to be loyalty. I'm there just to be providing a space to be entertaining, and I don't expect anything out of anybody. The only thing I expect in terms of expectations is that you came into my channel and I was able to like make you smile or like give you some type of, maybe it was like dumb trivia, like, or maybe you started saying something because you watched me, like, that dog don't hunt, man. Like, that's a classic that's a Jitsu slogan right there. That dog don't hunt. Like, that don't add up. That dog don't hunt. So like that's like the growing that I've done lately. But my biggest pet peeve is loyalty. I don't believe in it. I don't expect anything from anybody. And maybe it's just like really petty and it's just a really bad mindset to be in. But I've just been so heartbroken and I've been so destroyed to where like I've contemplated stopping Twitch entirely because of relationships I've built and lost. But I don't let that impact me too much anymore because not every relationship or every bond you build is gonna be like that. So now I'm just like treating every stream like maybe I don't stream tomorrow anymore or maybe I quit. So every stream I'm gonna really put all my focus into making everything the best, right? But yeah, that's one thing. If I were to say anything that I hate about Twitch, and I think it's really more me, a personality thing where I really become attached to people and I take things too personal. So that's kind of my thing.
And you? No, that was good. That was,
Sorry,
I mean, I have the same thing. Like,
deep,
it hurts
but
when people leave. Like, it does. Like, especially when they've been around for so long.
Yeah.
It's, like, hard when you lose those core community members that are just always there. And you almost, like, rely on seeing them there, you know?
Yeah.
To, like, make you feel like you're good, the tribe's around, we're good, you know? But at the same time, it's, like, everybody,
You're
like,
home.
It's a business. We do have these personal emotional connections.
Yep.
And some of these people become really good friends of ours. But everybody is at a certain point in their lives and they're not going to stop their lives just to be around, you know? It's always going to be on their timetable, at their convenience. If they suddenly, you know, move across the country and the time zones don't add up, they're not going to be back. And it's not personal, you know? It's never personal. It's 100% like their lives don't align or they're interested in other things now, and that's fine, you know? It's hard though. Still, it hurts either way though, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that I really like I look at it from that angle, like, geez, like, what if and bless your heart if this is happening, like, what if you've lost your job, right? Like, we're living in a pandemic right now. What if you don't have work anymore and you don't have the time to watch a streamer like you used to? Like, there's so many variables that are out of our control. And we need, and it took me a long time to like just learn to let it go. Like, but I just love people so much, and I'm so like connected. Like, honestly, I think I spend too much time out of my day trying to keep up with everybody. But you know, that's just who I am. I just care. I'm like so genuine with people. That's one thing I think I do too much of. But it took me a long time, and the way I compare it is like sometimes I like to watch my all-time favorite TV show, right? I love to watch The Office. But there are days where like, man, there's a new show that I like or a new anime that I've been digging. No personal feelings towards The Office. You're still my favorite show, but I got to watch this anime.
Yeah.
It's hype.
It's all in the
good
moment
stuff.
too, right? Yeah.
So I kind of look at it
Phil,
from
what
that
about
angle.
you? One thing you don't like about being a Twitch streamer. Just one thing.
Uh, I don't know. That is, well,
You know
I mean,
what Phil's gonna say?
What?
He's gonna be like, I hate how I'm so damn good at it. Damn, I wish I was worse at streaming. I'm so good. He's got a little cockiness about him. I love that, Phil.
What?
Just kidding. That's nothing Phil would say at all.
It's
One thing I
hard
don't
too because
like,
this job is full of
I
so
don't
many
know.
amazing things. Like just
It is, but I guess switching, having that fear of switching to something else, and then like I guess not having everyone there, kind of thing. I don't know.
Like taking risks, right? Like, what if you decide to stop playing Monster Hunter and like knowing like the fear of like, dude, I'm not getting the same metrics that I used to because I'm playing something new. That's always, I feel like every streamer is afraid of that, right? Like,
is the risk worth
risks.
the reward though?
But I mean, you got to do what makes you happy. And
Is
Phil,
being alone?
honestly, dude, I'm so proud of you for like sticking to your guns and like really committing to playing Dark Souls. I know, like,
that game is that brings out a side of me that is nah.
oh, watching you finally beat, I forgot the boss's name yesterday, but you were on it for like an hour and a half, and you persevered, you fought him, and you beat him, and like the amount of relief that you could physically see, all the tension and release just come right out, and you got so hyped. Like, those are moments that you have to capture on camera, right? And I'm so glad that you're experimenting and you're really taking the risk and getting out of your comfort zone to play something like that. Like, I don't think people commend you enough. So I'm just gonna say it right now. Like, maybe my opinion isn't worth much, but just know I notice it and it's awesome.
That's
so
cool.
like, keep it up, seriously.
Appreciate that, honestly. Like, no, it was just that I don't know. I don't know what it is about the Soulsborne games, but it's just that I just want that under my belt. I really do. So I'm like really stubborn. So like I just really want to get like a Soulsborne game beat and under my belt, and because just I want to be part of that conversation. I want to be part of that, like what people talk about with it, just like, hey, like I beat a Dark Souls game. It's just like, no way,
That's
me too.
so
Then we talk about our
cool.
favorite boss fights or what our struggles were in that game. Yeah, so I want to be part of that conversation. So
I
that's
love
when
that.
I'm,
That's
like,
actually the neatest thing ever, and I never thought about it like
putting
that.
myself
That's
through.
cool. Yeah, that's neat. I like that.
Mm-hmm. So I'm being really stubborn with myself and putting
for
myself
you,
through this
though.
torture. But I'm enjoying it too. I'm
Awesome.
enjoying it. Yeah.
Ooh,
How about you?
How about you, Em?
I think two small things, and they're not things that I absolutely hate. These are things that I'm like trying to overcome. One thing is I want to be like, I don't know if you've noticed, you probably have. One of the draws to my channel is I talk to everybody, no matter what. I talk to literally everybody that comes in. Always start a conversation, no matter what. Even if I'm in a video game, doesn't matter. I am now getting to the point where I can't respond to every DM that I get because I have too many, and I used to respond to every DM, and I used to talk to all my community members offline, and I'm getting to the point where I can't, and it kills me because I feel like I don't want them to think that I'm ignoring them, when that's never the case. It's like I really want to respond, but if I did, it would take me a day to do it. Like, I literally would have to sit down and go through these, and every day, like, people respond right away, so I have a whole other thing the next day to go through for 5 hours. Like, it's so hard to pick and choose who gets my time now. And that's, I think, that's a very difficult part of this, I think, is growing to that point and then trying to manage myself and my expectations of myself, and also keep the people that I kept close before, like, still close, and knowing that I'm not ignoring them, because I'm not, I swear. But yeah, that's hard. Yeah.
I totally get that. With even like my personal friends that I've grew up with, like I've lost connections with like a few people, and it hurts. It's hard, but it's just like,
yeah,
you're on different paths in the end. It's like you're going different directions. So I guess you got to think about it that way too. It's just like, even if I bet they'll understand, like if you reach out like even like 5 or 4 years later and randomly you like encounter each other, like I bet there will be that spark of conversation like you never left. So
it's just hard to like.
I wouldn't.
I'm a very
no,
I'm a
I
sensitive
understand.
person, and I just want to make sure everybody knows that I freaking love them and I want to respond, but it's hard. Anyways, that's like one little thing. Yeah, you feel that?
I 100%
it's rough, man.
feel
It's
you.
so hard, especially when you always talk to people. But anyways, and then also putting your business first means those messages have to be on a lower priority list. But yeah, what else? Oh yeah. Not being able to focus on games and stories. I'm getting better at this, actually, which is crazy. I wouldn't expect myself to be able to, but I'm very one-track minded. So when I'm playing a story game and I'm talking to my chat at the same time, which I always do, I'll miss a lot of story elements of the game. And I always want to I want to be able to balance it, but I also don't want to lose out on the interaction. So I'm, getting better at multitasking. So that's good. Yeah.
It's hard because like I'm like that, but with like learning mechanics of the games. So it literally took me like a year and a half or so to like finally understand how Monster Hunter works with their like different decorations and abilities and what works and what doesn't. And then now I'm getting to Genshin Impact, and that's an entirely different like. It's so fun. It's so fun, and like I would try to like do it on stream. But like, there's so many different opinions and people talking about it that I'm just like, I'm gonna do this off stream. I'll talk to one of you guys and I'll do it off stream.
Genshin's amazing.
But, yeah, so that's how I would manage. Oh, it's so much fun.
No, I haven't.
Did you guys Zhao?
Is
I don't
he?
play it.
He's so much fun.
I love that it's Chinese too. Like I know a lot of people are
now.
kind of freaked out by that, but I've been learning Mandarin. And so I have their voices on Mandarin when I play it, and I'm trying to like pick up more. It's fun. I love it. And the music, I think honestly, I was thinking about this recently.
That's awesome.
I listen to the music all the time. The music in Genshin Impact is by far uncontested the best music in any video game ever of all time. Like it's so good.
It's on Spotify too.
It's so good. And you know what? It should be recognized for that because it's truly like remarkable. It's unreal. It's like take Lord of the Rings. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like take Lord of the Rings-esque like orchestral music and have hundreds more songs than just what you have in Lord of the Rings, and that's what you got with Genshin Impact. It's crazy. Yeah. Anyways, fun times.
Sorry, Brian.
Oh no. I can't. I wish I could relate. I just don't play Genshin. I'm like such an intense person with everything I do. It's like if I were to start Genshin, I think I'd have to like refinance my home because I would become addicted to the gambling.
Did you buy your
aspect
house?
behind it, it's the Asian genes in me, like the half Asian in me that sees gambling, and I just want to go hard in the paint. Like my dad has a gambling addiction, so I'm so glad that I don't live in Vegas, right? Ooh. Because I think I'd be out on the street. Like I have such a addictive personality. It's so bad.
Do you?
Damn.
Go ahead.
Okay, so kind of looping back to you, Em. I want to know you stream every day. You got all your personal things that you're working on as well. But is there a game or like a hobby you do that maybe you don't talk about on stream that you kind of just keep personal to yourself? Like maybe there's an offline game, or maybe like for a hobby you like to do yoga with goats, right? Like that's a thing here. Like, you could do yoga with goats.
Genius.
Like they jump up on your back.
Of
and
course.
They just stand
why
there
would you not equate why would you
sick.
not add those two together? It just seems so intuitive, yoga, goats, like both are peaceful. Yeah, clearly.
I need this in my life now.
Whoever did
sense.
that first.
So what do you do in your own personal
is,
time?
I love you and I want to know you. But also, I play a lot of Valorant right now. I'm obsessed with Valorant. I also really, really, really love real estate investing, like obsessed with it to an unhealthy level. It's like I'm always looking at houses to buy, so it's fun in that way. Yeah, but also like no, but I also like invest myself too, which is great, and I would recommend it to anybody. Like before you even get into stocks, like look into real estate investing. Like I just sold my house, my first one, and it doubled in price in the past 2 years. So I made like a cool freaking, not gonna say the exact number, but like 300 to 600K. Yeah, like it's nuts, and it doesn't even make sense. And the market's so hot right now that like if you get in as a young person, it's hard to get in, but like if you can get in, your life is made. Like do it. Like it's so smart. So yeah, but Valorant though, I love Valorant. Obsessed with Valorant. Super fun. I freaking play Valorant every night. So yeah, good times.
Yeah.
No, like one thing we can like one thing I can tell from you, and like it's very admirable, and like I adore it. Right? Is I love your go-getter attitude. Like you're always keeping yourself busy. I love that. Like you're actively improving yourself, whether it's like making life more comfortable by, trying to grind to make more money, or, like you just, I like that a lot. And like, it's something that I admire and I wish I would do on myself. But, like we take things one step at a time, but
thank you.
Yeah, I strive.
That means a lot.
I like that
notice.
a lot. That's
Thanks.
Cool.
Yeah.
No.
Thanks for asking. What do you guys do in your free time?
Yeah.
Is there a game that you guys play? Or something that you guys do? Same.
I read manga.
Oh, girl, don't get me started. Your boy here. I've been playing Bloons Tower Defense 6
Really?
for like the last
so
2 months.
And that brings us
That's
to
like
our sponsor.
that's my go-to. So I'm a veteran.
Right
I'm
now.
a battle-hardened veteran of the Bloons universe. Like
I'm gonna expose
I
you
started
right
off
now.
on coolmathgames.com, where it's a flash game of just a monkey throwing a dart at balloons, and it's 15 years in the making. Like, look at me now. Here I am playing a tower defense
love it.
game
I live for
of
it.
monkeys popping balloons. But the game went on sale. I wish I was sponsored. Like Kiwi Ninja Kiwi, if you're watching this, please, I am so marketable for the Bloons franchise.
Sponsor the podcast now. No.
Make me. I'm just kidding. But
please.
Do it.
Okay.
But the game went on sale for like $1 2 months
I'll try it
ago,
out.
and girl, like if I'm not streaming, I have that game up. And
I hear
it's
that.
just
You know
like
what?
One of those comfort games. But COVID has made it hard for me. I used to train a lot of jujitsu. Like that was like mental, physical stress relief, right? Being able to choke someone and knock someone out. There's something like, it's so primitive, and it's like it's so cool knowing that you can kill someone. I don't know. I love that. I like having
you can defend
that
yourself at
lingering.
any point.
It's
Yeah.
so primal.
Turn it in 11
did you
hours.
really
Wait,
just take
what?
a screenshot of my hours logged on that game?
211 hours
Are you
on
exposing
Bloons.
me?
That's what I said I was doing that.
Oh my god. Wait. I've never put that
I'm
into
not gonna
any
blow
game.
red like you will, Phil, all right?
I've never played a game to that level. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, we
Yeah.
didn't
Really? Dude, I bet
No.
you your Assassin's Creed
120
playthroughs
hours.
are well over 200 hours.
120 at the max. I'm not even
Wow.
there.
Really?
I have over.
I'm like, because like, how do you get anywhere in Valhalla when you spend most of your time talking to your chat?
Yeah, true.
Right? Like, how do you
God.
progress anywhere?
I have. I was gonna say, I think Brian and I have a collective like
No
2,000
freaking
hours
way.
each in Monster Hunter World.
Oh no, I'm 5,000 hours, Phil.
There's no way you are. I
I'm leaving.
because I played on my PlayStation, which
Yes,
is
that's me too.
2,000 hours logged.
Yeah.
And then on PC is 3,000.
bro, the dedication is amazing. Your life is in that game. Your life is in that game. Yeah.
That's why it's so hard to switch
Yeah,
games.
so like that's why I'm like really like I was heartbroken when I decided to switch games, and then like no one came with me. I was like, oh come on, but yeah, it's just one of those like that like people used to identify Monster Hunter with me, right? But now like
I call you Variety Caster, I think. Hey, you have, oh my goodness, yeah, you have 2.4 thousand on PC. Nino Kuni is, oh sorry,
That's
I'll
insane.
stop.
I'm
are you
impressed, to be
stalking
honest.
my hours? Stop! Stop exposing me! That Nino Kuni, okay, is mostly idle because there's a way you collect money in the game by just going real time. So I just would leave the game on, so I just collect a bunch of money. All right.
You put a lot of time in Warframe.
That's a fake number. That's not real logged time. Okay. Stop looking at. I'm gonna make it private.
Amazing.
Oh my
it's
god.
already out now. I mean, the world knows. That's amazing. The dedication is so cool to see. I wonder.
Thanks. I wish I was good at the game. It sucks that I have like 5,000 hours in Monster Hunter, and I'm like,
you have to be good at the game.
How do I hit something?
Bro, we are. I'm gonna say we, because
good.
I'm gonna gas us both up.
You know one thing I hate, Phil?
We beat Fayetalis in like a few days compared to a lot of people, which took them weeks.
Yeah,
that is
insane.
insane.
I mean, I did solo Fayetalis, like
good for you guys. That's incredible.
Or like Extreme Behemoth solo with like almost every weapon. I guess like I'm comparing myself to speedrunning. You know one thing we should stop saying, Phil, and I hate it. I hate every Monster Hunter streamer that says this. Like, hate is such a strong word. Maybe I should say I dislike, right? Like,
dislike, okay.
I'm not nearly as happy when I hear other streamers say this, but when we say we're casual Monster Hunter streamers, no way I'm casual, dude. I hate when I say I'm casual. I cringe when I say I'm casual.
Cringe.
Because like 5,000 hours is not casual, bro. Like I'm sweaty, but I think it's because in the Monster Hunter community, you have regular hunters, and then you have people that like speed run. And I'm always like in the mindset of comparing myself to a speedrunner. But to an average like it like hearing us play over 2,000 hours of one game, like it's blowing her mind, right? But to me and you, Phil, we call that casual. And that's so dumb. We need to stop saying
that's
we're
not
casual
at all.
Monster Hunter players. Hell no.
For clarity, no, yeah. That's you guys know the game inside and out. You have to, at least. I mean, I would expect you to. If you don't, then you're wasting life. What the heck?
You know, I'll be honest, it took me like 2,000 hours in before things like really started to like fully click with everything. I bet you could say the same too, Phil. Like it took you about a year's worth of playing in the game because the game is so deep in terms of content.
I'll
Like,
look into it.
I have a hard time
think
grasping things when I
Monster
stream,
Hunter.
though.
Like, if you're looking for a community to get into, the Monster Hunter community is honestly probably the best community on Twitch.
Wow.
They're sweet.
It's
They're
a very
super sweet.
niche crowd, but if you know one
That's
streamer
so
in the Monster Hunter
cool.
community, you're gonna know all the
I
streamers.
love that.
We're all really like connected.
I wish I wish I
made
had
so many
something similar,
friends
because like I've
through
always
this
been
game.
variety, right? So I don't know, like I'm bouncing all over the place all the time. Like you don't really have peers, but you guys are like, okay, these are the people in this club. This is the club. It's cool that you guys have that, you know? Bring me in, please.
I feel bad because like I feel like in a
Grab
way
you
I
in a heartbeat.
abandoned. Yeah, we would welcome you with loving arms, but I feel really bad because like I've literally abandoned that game, and I can't imagine how my community feels. You know, like people used to come to me for help in that game with like getting quests done and I guess like the cool thing is they don't necessarily need to come to me anymore because that Monster Hunter category, there's so many people willing to help, but it like really hurts me to know like I've really let a lot of people down because I I just couldn't handle it.
For sure.
I think
it's whatever you really want,
over,
right? Like you have to do what makes you feel good about what you're doing. You can't just yeah.
What makes you feel happy?
You gotta like you can't. I think that's why I think variety streaming is really good, because then you don't tie yourself down. Like for me, like my brain bounces all over the place. Like I can't just stay on one game. Like I don't even finish games sometimes. Like Valhalla, I haven't finished yet. I spent 2 months into that game, like literally like religiously playing that game. 2 months.
I'm trying so hard to finish a game because my community has been like, you haven't finished a single game for like 2 years. And I'm like,
it's hard, but at the same time, it's like sometimes like you can play games for like 6 hours at a time sometimes on stream. And sometimes you start a game up and you're an hour and a half into it and you're like, I don't want to play this. Like, you know? Like, I don't want to play this. And I can't bring myself to be entertaining right now because in my head, I'm like, this is annoying me. You know, I want to do something fun for me right now. And that's what, other games, you have to start changing it up and hopefully you'll find something else that you really enjoy, and variety's fun that way. But go ahead.
I'm really looking.
Go ahead, Phil.
Oh, sorry. There's a game that's coming out soon. I don't know how relatively soon, but like I haven't been excited for a game to come out in so many years. Demon Slayer.
Oh no, freaking way! Stop. I think I saw something about that and I got really excited.
And not only that, but it's made by the same creator. Like the people that is making this game made the Ninja Storm series, the Naruto games.
Oh,
so
that's gonna be so good, Phil.
It's gonna be so good. I'm gonna invest so much time into this because I'm just like, I want to get good at this game. I really want to invest time. I am freaking out. I screamed.
I am so excited already, dude. Are you serious? Hold on, I'm watching a video.
It's the same gameplay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and while you're watching that, what kind of animes are you into? Do you have an all-time favorite anime? We talk about anime on here.
Sorry, the graphics are the same.
And my answers are always so dumb.
It's the same.
It's so exciting. Okay, anyways, I love anime. I love anime. I'm obsessed with anime. It's all I watch right now. I try to watch other things. I can't. I'm obsessed with anime. Okay. I'm actually trying to teach myself Japanese too because I want to like I'm so into it. It's nuts. But okay, my favorite recently is Hunter x Hunter. I'm really mad that they haven't finished it. It's so good.
I need it. I'm on episode like 40.
No, I haven't.
Have you ever watched Yu Yu Hakusho?
Same creator.
Same creator, but it's like from the late 90s. Like I grew up watching it, and it's my all-time favorite anime. Same creator. Same creator.
Okay, so that writer classics. I'm obsessed with. So if that's the same creator, I'm gonna be really into this. Really?
He's also the guy that married the Arthur for Sailor Moon.
Oh my god.
Yep, yeah, they're the power couple.
That's so cool.
They're a power couple. It's so sweet. I was like, oh. Didn't they do something where they did, I don't know what they did. They did something together.
They've done a few collaborations.
She helped him draw some stuff for him, I think, right? For some pages, maybe? I don't know.
How adorable is that, man?
But they did something together, and I thought it was super sweet.
I wish I'm just like, I feel like I'm such an amateur with anime still. I'm like a baby weeb because I just keep going back to my comfort shows, like King of the Hill, dude. That's like the ultimate anime. And I'm sure people that are watching the podcast are really tired of hearing me talk about King of the Hill. But like I'm an old man, and there's a lot of old man references and humor in there that only the older people like me can appreciate.
That's cool.
So it's catered to me, you know, like that's why I love it. And the older I get, the funnier it is because there's like, I watched this when I was like 13 and I couldn't pick up and relate to a lot of things. But like after revisiting it now that I'm old, it's like a lazy Susan is the funniest thing ever because like before I didn't think, I was like, what the hell is a lazy Susan? But now that I know what a lazy Susan is, and it's like, I gotta get Thanksgiving ready, so I gotta whip out the lazy Susan. That like makes me laugh so hard. So a lazy Susan, if you guys don't know, is like it's something you put on your table. So like when you put like food on the table, you can spin the glass. So
you can
everyone else around the table can spin it.
You can have it like in your pantry
and
too,
I just
and like
love
pull it out
that.
and it spins and stuff. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah. Wild.
Oh, yeah,
It's
for
freaking
seasonings and
amazing.
stuff.
But yeah, anime. I can't. I just love it. I get too involved in it, which can be a problem. Like I binge, which is not good. Like some days I'm just not productive because I'm just like, I need to watch this anime. Like I don't have a choice. Like I have to finish Hunter x Hunter. I got to do it right now. You know.
I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing though, because sometimes you just need days to recover. But I get it. Like you feel like such a degen when you spent your whole day and you like watched 4 seasons.
But
and
it's
you're like,
so
did I do
nice.
anything else? Like you're just sweating in your sweat, like you're in your pajamas, sweaty.
Oh my god.
I get it, and it's okay to feel bad about it. But don't just know you're not alone when you become a degen and you watch 6 seasons of an anime because you're so hooked.
Have to be in certain moods for some anime. Like there's some anime where it's just like you're gonna be in for an emotional roller coaster, like for like Your Lie in April, for example. Like it shows like that. So like there's Raid Zero season 2 that came out that I think is almost done. I'm literally waiting for it to end so I can watch it all
needs
in
cuddles.
like,
He's very upset. He's like, where have you been?
That's adorable.
He says it's not stream day. Stop talking.
We got a Doge in the podcast.
It's Teddy.
No, but I just need like to binge all of that so I can have at least one day feeling depressed instead of feeling depressed every week when it comes.
Get it all out in one day. Yeah, it's perfect plan.
So that's just me.
And
exactly
much more manageable.
Depression for one day
and
instead
still,
of like weekly. Exactly.
Phil, I feel like you're more into reading manga now instead of actually watching anime these days, right?
I think so.
In your free time, would you rather read or watch anime?
I mean, it depends. It depends. Like for something like Demons, I'm reading Demon Slayer right now.
The movie
I
in
really can't
in
wait for it
Japan.
to come out.
I haven't seen it yet.
The movie, it's $200 million it sold.
Mm-hmm.
Like it made it like huge in the box office for Japan, which is insane. It's gonna come out in the US soon, and then season 2 got announced, so that's gonna be coming out soon as well. And then we got the game that's coming out for it.
That's so exciting.
And this
I'm
year's gonna be
excited
crazy for Demon Slayer.
For it. Attack on Titan's really good too. I haven't watched the past couple
Oh
episodes,
my goodness.
but I'm freaking obsessed with it so far. Yeah. New one today? Oh, it's Sunday. Yeah.
It's crazy. New one today.
I just want to throw this out there, but I'm so glad that you decided to join us on our podcast today because I did not know this anime side of you. It's
I'm
like
a freaking nerd.
I got really hyped.
Through,
I was like, she's into
like
anime.
all that stuff I'm into, man.
You don't you have a swagger about you though. Like when you see me and Phil, well maybe more me. Phil's kind of cool looking. You see me like damn. This guy's sweaty.
You think? Wait, when you say you have a swagger about you, what do
This
you
guy's a
mean? What is
nerd.
that? Oh, okay.
You just like
Fashion.
like no like my brother says this about me a lot, but the way you just carry yourself, you know, like you're just cool without
Dang.
acting cool. Like you just don't care what
Thank
people
you.
think. So that's like the swagger I'm talking about. Like my brother, he's I think he's really, really cool, but he goes out of his way to be cool. Like he buys all the nice shoes and stuff. And then here I am wearing
Effortless.
Neopet sweats. I don't give
That's
a
freaking
damn.
amazing.
Like
That's
like,
freaking
like,
incredible.
Check this out, you know, like Neopets.
Oh
He's
my
standing on
god.
his chair right
You
now.
know?
What the? Oh my god.
But like there's that
Thank
swagger
you.
you
I
carry
appreciate
about
that. That's
yourself,
really
and-
nice of you to
and
say.
I think
Thanks.
that's cool. So
This
You
is
guys
too
too. I'm just
funny.
saying. But no, I'm obsessed with freaking all things nerdy and anime and
No.
staying at home and not actually hanging out with real people, but sometimes doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a true
feel-
nerd. Always have been. I think my Instagram makes people think I'm different than I am, maybe.
That's great.
yeah, I think in a way you're like, and I don't think you're
Oh,
intending
yeah?
it, but I think you can be intimidating in a
I
way for
think
a lot
so.
of people. I don't know if you've been told that, but because like the presence that you have, I don't know if you felt that way, Phil, if when you were reaching out to M.
Not really.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
I think I'd like lost that perspective like when I've interviewed a lot of people. I think I've just lost that perspective of like intimidation.
You were intimidating to look at
fair,
and
like,
reach out to
your
Jitsu
experience.
back when I was freaking tiny. Like, I remember I was intimidated by you. I didn't know where I stood with you, so I didn't know, like, whether or not you wanted to, like, be my friend or whether I was too tiny to be friends with you, you know? It was, like, a whole thing. So I feel that. I understand. Yeah, for sure. Oh, my God. I really wanted to be your friend.
Oh, really?
What you doing? You want to say hello? Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
with a
He has
dog
twin
that
brother.
cute, I'd love to be your friend. Just
He has
because
a
the
twin
dog.
brother, too, so, you know, like...
Wow!
I'm just
What are you
kidding.
doing? What is this?
It's just a dog.
Oh, is he?
He's grabbing,
Oh, my
he's grabbing
God!
his dog, I think. Oh.
Grab your dog. What do you? Of course you have to grab your dog.
I kind of want to grab my dog now. He's downstairs.
There's so
though.
many dogs in the podcast right now.
He's all the way downstairs.
Aw.
It's the
What kind of dog do you
family
have?
dog. It's fine.
Nice.
I have
It's like a
two
Rottweiler
rescues,
mix.
And then, yeah, Phil, your
He's
dog's
adorable.
cute. Your dog's
He's
huge
so
now.
adorable. He's pretty big.
Yeah, your dog grew real fast.
He's still pick upable, so he's really funny. Like
Aw.
whenever I come home from work, he wants me to pick him up and like
That's
kind of like
so
cuddle him for a little
cute.
bit,
Hey,
and then he's content.
do you
and he
guys
walks
like
away.
coffee?
It's adorable. Yeah, I've been getting more into coffee recently.
Dude, same. I
Mostly
need it in
because
my
of-
life.
I can't go
To the
against
point where
that coffee.
I'm considering
Ugh.
buying like a really expensive coffee machine.
I'm when I move out, my friends have been talking about
Yes.
like with, our needs, and like all three of us have said
Invest.
coffee machine. So I think we're going to get a
Black
coffee machine.
normally.
What kind of coffee do you guys like to
Yeah.
drink?
Mine's mostly consists of really. Mine
That's
consists
cool,
of mostly
though.
sugar
I like
and
my
milk,
coffee
so it's not even
bitter,
coffee
like your
anymore.
coffee?
like,
What did
not
you say?
sweet.
Iced coffee's good.
I
Yeah.
I mess with iced
Super
coffee
good.
though. Like that's my jam. It could be like negative 20
Iced coffee's
degrees
freaking
outside.
delicious
I'll
at
still
any time
get
of
iced
year. It doesn't
coffee.
matter. It's freaking amazing. Sometimes I hate waiting for my coffee, you know? It's too hot. You gotta wait for it. You gotta sit there. You gotta look at it. You give it that look that's like, come on, will you just hurry up,
Oh, you
please?
gotta-
I'll put you in the
Yeah,
fridge.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
not gonna work. Anyways, it's just like, yeah. And then you always burn yourself.
You try to
have
blow
It's
on
like a
it to
thing.
cool it
Unless
down.
you fill
Still
it with
too
like
hot.
milk and stuff and other things like that. Then you're fine. But if you're a black coffee drinker like me, the wait is the painful thing. Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like
Mm.
the strength in those beans can be like a little too much. So that's why I just
Yes.
like 3
Just a
teaspoons of sugar
spoonful of
and then
sugar.
some milk.
Amazing. Well done. I
Yes.
like that. That's good. You'd like Canadian double doubles. It's a thing here. Yeah, we
Yes.
call it the double double. It's like 2 milks and 2
Oh, yeah?
sugars. Yep, and everybody who's Canadian gets it. It's just a thing. You got to do it. Yeah, you got to do it.
That's awesome.
Come to Canada. You'd
I
like
need to
it.
get
It'd
them.
be great.
I'm going down there.
Wait, where are you guys from exactly? Like in the
I'll
States?
come to
Like,
Canada.
which- New Hampshire, nice, cool. Wait, both of you?
Hampshire.
Wait,
Utah! We do it every
Yeah.
podcast. We get hyped in the chat, like
That's
in
freaking
the
dope.
comments. You always hear Utah. Yeah, but dude, one thing we always talk about, like if we're talking about where we're from, is unique accents. But you don't have like your accent. You don't really have
Yeah.
one, right?
I can jump into
yours
an
is,
accent
like,
if you want me to.
Your English is normal. It's like, but you do a really good
Thanks.
English
yeah,
accent.
I mean, I
Like,
can do
your
it sometimes.
British
It's fun
accent
on
is pretty
stream,
good.
you know. But aren't they?
British accents are like
It's so much proper.
so nice. I don't know what it
it's
is.
way more proper
They're
than,
so nice.
than just
And
regular
people
English.
with
It
the
makes
British
it much more
yes.
exciting to listen to, I think. Yeah, actually, it's just
You can
fun
sound
to
10 times
imitate. I
smarter.
don't know. Yeah, for sure though. You're right that they do sound smarter
the
than us.
Sounding
you know?
smarter is real.
Mm.
It is. It's a compliment.
This is a compliment, by
We
the way.
steal your accent because we love it.
Yeah. Here, here in Utah, we don't even say
That's
our
dope.
T's. Like we got a little tang in
So
our
U-Haul.
in our accent. I do a good job of masking it, but
That's sick,
sometimes a
though.
little tang comes out when I talk. You know?
Tang.
Like people ask me, where are you from? And I say I'm from Utah. Like you don't say the T in Utah, you say Utah.
Is that you,
Or
huh?
like you see that dog down by the creek, like down by the creek,
Wait.
like creek.
Do you guys know how Australians say deck?
little tang, little twang in our
Dick.
accent.
They say it like dick.
Dick?
They say
But
what?
but it's like
Dick.
hilarious. I watch a lot of
Down
these
by the
like
dick?
home
And then you're
renovation
just like,
shows
what?
and all these other things. And whenever I'm watching like an Australian based one, it's like, come out and check out the really big dick that they have over here. That's what it sounds like. I just think it's so funny. Have you go actually don't listen to it? It's crazy.
This reinforced dick is made
It's
of
almost
the
made out of
strongest wood.
stone.
It's
There's-
this
Okay,
dick
that was
is 8
sound-
inches thick
There you go.
of solid
Now
oak.
you know.
There's a Australian streamer that I watch every now and then, and he has like a whole like card system in his stream. So he has so he calls like he
Yeah.
knows that when he says deck that it sounds like he's saying dick, and he's like so I just like I'm listening to him. I'm just like, is he saying deck or dick? I don't want to be rude. I was saying that in the chat,
Dude.
and the sub was just like, he's saying deck.
It's
he
so
knows.
funny to
He's like,
listen
okay,
to. Every
just
time
wanna
I
make
hear it,
sure.
I just giggle, and I'm like such a child about it. But like, it's funny, you know. Man, accent
I'll
though.
say.
The Australian accent is really nice
Yeah.
though too.
Oh my goodness.
Mm.
I love like all of that. Just everything.
The most.
Is there an
Just-
accent that you guys
British.
absolutely love?
British.
Yeah.
British.
Australian's cool too, but British.
You like a British accent?
Yeah.
British accent, 100%.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
I like that, like real
Ooh.
urban street, like from the
Nice.
Bronx, like like
I like
Brooklyn,
that.
Brooklyn. Like I like that.
That's cool.
Like you got a
Isn't
chip
it-
on your shoulder. Like I love that.
Nice.
I'm not gonna try. I'm not gonna attempt it because someone's gonna cringe. But
Mhm.
you guys
You're
know what I'm
chill.
talking about. Like Joey
It's
Wheeler
wild.
from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Go ahead.
Like man,
Oh my goodness. Wasn't he the
my flame is
It's
Funny,
crazy
funny.
how
You know,
the
like,
English
I
language
love
has like
that. Like,
evolved.
let's
you know?
go.
How many different accents there are. Like it's just yeah,
Oh, yeah.
there's so
Yeah.
many different sides to it.
It's so robust. Like
Mm,
tomato,
Like, all over the
tomato,
states,
like,
though.
What the hell?
like
How
people
did that
all over the
become
states
a
have different
thing?
accents. Like people from
Potato,
California speak
potato?
differently from people in freaking New York. Like people in Jersey speak differently from people in freaking Texas. You know, it's just crazy. Like in Canada too, we have a few accents. Like there's,
Alabama.
there's a couple different sides to Canada. Like New Brunswick, for example, has a very specific accent, which you would have no. It's let me actually just try and get a link because it's crazy. There's tons of different. It's just crazy how people have evolved to speak so differently with the same language. Anyways, not the most interesting topic, but I think it's interesting.
I mean, anything's interesting. It just depends on how much time you put into looking into it, right?
Mhm.
Like, I could go on for hours about 1998 Millennium Edition Furby.
Mm.
You know, like
Like
I
a
bought
Furby?
one because I grew up with it.
No.
can't.
Oh, Ernie,
You're so
I-
freaky.
Oh my god.
I bought this, and look, it's got
What?
the Toys R Us seal.
We
of
have it here in
approval, dude.
Canada.
It's so
Toys
legit.
R Us. I miss Toys R
I
Us.
bought it sealed.
That's actually
I'm moving.
insane. That's so cool. Dude, that came out. Yeah, Canada still has Toys R Us.
There's still Toys R Us.
Huh? I always talk about Toys R Us here in the States where they shut down all the Toys R Us here because all the
You know,
kids
it's wild how like
too.
differently kids are
Yeah.
growing up now too.
Wow.
Like
That's sad,
from what
huh?
we,
You know,
yeah.
It's
iPads only.
weird.
iPad gang kids.
No, it's not just that, but it's just even like I scroll through TikTok. I'm gonna bring TikTok back into this. Let's but like even like seeing like the amount of stuff on TikTok, people are like all the kids are on TikTok and everything, and just like seeing the amount of information that is thrown into
Oh my
that
god.
app, like,
I have a whole thing we could talk about that
it's actually
really blows my
insane.
mind. Jitsu, do you not watch TikTok at all? Have you been to streamer TikTok at all? The advice small streamers on TikTok are giving other streamers on TikTok is insanity. Like the stuff, bad. There's
Like
a whole
insanity
section
bad
of
or
TikTok
insanity
that's
good?
dedicated just to small streamers. So
Yeah.
like you can scroll through for years and there's new content every 5 seconds. And it's like all these streamers that are posting about the advice they give to other streamers. Like, use this advice. This will help you grow. Like, blah, 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 blah. The stuff that I hear on that app that people are saying to other streamers to do is so atrociously bad. It's like it would hurt you so much if you listen to their advice. So it's nuts to me. It like don't give it a second. If you can, try to get onto streamer TikTok and just look at it because it'll blow your mind. Like, I feel bad for people that actually are relying on that advice. I'm on anime
I'm trying to
TikTok.
get into
and I
anime
freaking love it.
TikTok.
It's so good.
Like I'm slowly easing myself into anime TikTok.
It's so good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, I would look into
Nice.
that for sure. It's very wild. It's like it's like the Wild West of like Streamerville. Like it's crazy.
Do you wanna?
Yeah.
Do you wanna end things here? If that's okay.
What happened?
Probably. Okay.
Are you
You
alright?
okay, Brian?
What did I do to him?
Yeah, I'm hanging in there.
It's fine.
Wait, what did I do? What did I do?
I'm hanging in there.
He's hanging in there. But they. No, you didn't do anything.
It's true.
We've been talking for 3
Okay,
hours.
I thought low-key you were giving people streamer advice on
pee.
TikTok for a sec. I was like, wait,
Let's
are you one?
wrap it
Okay, I
up.
was like,
No,
all right, yeah.
It's just like
yeah.
Brian
Listen,
needs
this
to
has
go
been
do the
super
biz.
fun.
But
Oh, that'd be fun. I'd love that.
I'm
Thank you for
glad.
having
Do you
me.
mind
in
if I-
the
We'd
first
love to
place.
have you
It's an
back,
honor to be on here. You guys are
Yes.
freaking dope. And I looked up to you so much, and I
Of
still
course.
do. Like, you guys are inspirations
We can
to
talk
not
about-
only me, but so many other people that want to do this as like a career and a job, and like, or even just for fun. Like, you guys are freaking dope. So thank you for doing what you guys do, and thank you for even considering me.
no.
No,
I never
I do,
thought
man.
that
I'll
you
never
looked at
forget.
me
Like,
that way,
I will
Em,
never forget
but
what
I
you did for
appreciate
me.
it, dude. Thank
But
you.
also like how I first looked at you in those days when I was so tiny, and like just the amount of respect I have for you is insane. So thank you. I don't think
That's
so.
very
I don't
sweet.
remember that.
Did I do a crab dance when you rated me? I hope I didn't.
That's funny.
Oh, thank God.
No,
That's
I
so
didn't. I
cringy.
definitely didn't
I
see
could-
that.
I put on
definitely
this
didn't see
crab
that. That's freaking
costume
sick,
and I
though.
dance. It's so bad.
Well, I'm gonna look it up now.
Okay.
I'm just happy she didn't see me in the bikini top. I hope that
Watch
never
me
happens.
join your Discord
Anyways.
and like ask your entire chat and send me all the clips.
No. They'll do it in a heartbeat. Anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. Also, do not forget to check out all of our socials linked in the description below. We have Emerome. I think it's pronounced it right. Yes? Yes? Okay. Emerome, she's absolutely amazing. Please go check her out. She's a variety caster here on Twitch, and she's incredible on all the social media platforms. So please do go check her out. And yeah, we'll see you guys soon.
We love you. Bye.
Thank you so much, Em. Thank you guys for watching. We love you.
We love you. Bye.